Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the RaceKraft Simulations V8's Vets Split 4 Friday night Chook raffle. I am John Van Ree. With me tonight in the raffle callers, we have Mark Dial and Peter Baxter. How are we, gentlemen?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate. I don't know how you got me here, Johnny, but I'm here. Hey, I'm really happy to be here. It's good Friday night, and looking at everyone on the YouTube, and it's a bit random for me Friday night. I'm not really in Split 4, but I'm keen to see how Rob goes. He's been going well in the last few seasons, and I haven't watched the race, and he hasn't told me much about it. So let's go.
Well, it's all about getting the truth and the answers. There's been some very big questions asked about Rob over the last 10 rounds of season 22. So we'll come back to that a bit later, Pete. It's been tough, and that's called family, and we'll sort that one out a bit later. And, of course, tonight we are racing at the one and only Mecca known as Mount Panorama. We are starting, of course, on the start-finish straight where RaceKraft simulations like to live. And we then head down into Hell Corner. Why is it called Hell Corner? Because that is where it all starts. We then head up Mountain Straight into Griffin's Bend and then all the way up to the cutting, where when I walked up there, my heart rate was already 160 at that stage. So even in the sim, the gradient in this place is not locked in. Like, you don't get the sensation of climbing up the mountain that you do when you walk it. We go through the cutting and then we come up through the Quarry Corner to Reed Park where it levels off. Heart rate starts to settle. We then come down through Frog Hollow, otherwise known as the Steel Grate, where we then come around through Suleiman Park into Turn 10, which is known as McPhillamy. And then if you're really, really lucky, you'll see a massive penis drawn in the sand trap there. Don't ask me why, don't ask me how. Before we head down across Brocky's Skyline into the Esses and then into the magnificent Dipper, one of the greatest corners of all time in motorsport. And then we head down through 15, 16, 17, down into Forest Elbow. It is in a magnificent corner. And then we come out of there. And just before we're talking about Forest Elbow, anyone who appreciates Monaco, the gradient into Forest Elbow and the gradient out of Forest Elbow is basically the equivalent of Lowe's hairpin at Monaco. Just to put it into context, spoken from somebody who's walked both. And then we head down Conrod Straight, and that is magnificent as well. And what people don't realise is, of course, there's a gradient change as we come down out of Forest Elbow. We then come up over the rise where the property is there under the rod, and that is quite a steep climb up into there as well that you don't appreciate. And then it's downhill again into the chase. So to put that in perspective, if I'm sitting at the chase watching the great race, you actually lose sight of the helicopter as it goes down through the dip in Conrod Straight. We then have to pull the car up, get it back to third gear at turn 21 in the chase. Plenty of chaos and carnage has happened there in front of the hotel. We then come out of the chase under the bridge down into Murray's Corner, the final turn, and then back onto the start-finish straight. It is absolutely a mega circuit, boys.
Johnny,
Sure is.
I don't know what you're saying, but if you're talking about a penis being drawn at the sand trap up near McMillan Park, we know there's only one sandblaster up here in the whole of that series. So I don't know what you've been doing going off the track in practice so much. And if you're spinning circles in so many ways, you can draw that sort of diagram. Yeah, that's highly skilled.
No,
But to be honest,
I talk about the track walk. The track walk was actually with the one and only Gunther von Nordschleife, so that explains why people were doing things up in the sand trap there. Right?
I can imagine who those people were.
Anyway, some of these things needs explanation. But I've got to tell you, having walked from McPhillamy Park down to Murray's Corner, mate, your analogy about Forest Elbow and coming down through the Dippers and Corner Straight is absolutely unbelievable. For anybody over the age of 50, your hips and knees will be killing you by the time you get to Murray's Corner. And it was 2 years ago. It was the last time Dad and I will ever do that. So we'll just enjoy Bathurst down and stand the grandstand, I think.
Like, there's a lot of people sitting out there watching this absolutely bitching and moaning about the fact, I did a 2-minute 10 lap. Well, I'll tell you what, I did a 90-minute lap. That's how tough it is to walk around this place. It is hard work. And that is actually on the track surface too. It's not like we walked around the outer edge.
She's a mongrel.
It's a fantastic place. And if you are ever in New South Wales, if you've never been there for the race, go there. Highly recommend it. But if you can't get there for the race, I highly recommend you take the detour from Sydney and go down the Olympic, go out west on the Western Highway and then head down the Olympic Way to get to Melbourne. You're heading down that way. It is, and take the drive around this place. It is absolutely sensational. Can even say the view at Skyline at sunset is magical as well. Highly recommend it. And speaking of special things that happen at this track as well, I've got another special bonus for everybody here. And I did mention Gunther. And everybody sit back and relax. I have been given a sneak preview of a video that's been done. Crank up the sound. Enjoy this one. It is an exclusive here at V8 Bets Split 4. Enjoy this. I don't think you blokes need to know who the driver of this car is. I think it'll get introduced to that pretty quickly. You'll work it out. And let's just say Gunter has a friend. Here we go, lads. Enjoy.
Hello, this is Gunter from Ocean's Life here. We're going to be doing we're going to be teaching this young fella, this up-and-coming driver, Mr. John Bell. Let's see if I can teach him a thing or two, okay, around Mount Panorama. Okay,
you get that on Discord, on YouTube, watching it now.
Okay, so this is when we go up mountain straights.
I can't turn it up in
This is the very important part of the track.
Hey Glenn, how are you, mate? Watch this when we come back.
Oh, Scheiße! We're going up mountain straight now.
That with Dave Worrell and John Bow. So if you jump in, Glenn, because I don't come if you've been in before, if you jump in, watch what I'm sharing in Discord, that's live. YouTube's about 15, 20 seconds behind. Yeah, cool. There's a whole interview and everything else behind this, but I haven't got it all. Dave did this in the car on the way down this morning. He's down at the Melbourne Motor Show. 9 things. I was that busy today that I couldn't catch up with him for a quick coffee when he passed through. Bye, Tim. Bye, Tim.
Oh no, I just lost my reverse. Here we go. It's the dipper. It's just like the carousel, but better. That's a real number. Here we go. All the way down into the elbow. Remember, deep into the elbow. Take it nice and deep. Oh, yes, and that's a way too deep. Deeper than I can ever do. Up the bottom road. Down we go. This one's a big 16. Close the line. Jumping brake. Jumping brake for the chase. Under the other front. Here we go. One more, don't lift. Unreal.
And we had to cut that there. If we did the last corner, there was a whole royalty rights and everything else. I'm sorry that we couldn't show you how the guys went through Murray's corner. Gunter wouldn't allow it. JB was calling for it. He really wanted us to do it, but yeah, Gunter just, yeah. So apologies for the last corner, guys, but huge thank you to JB. JB, of course, and Gunter do a lot of driving, of course, at trackside. If you looking to have a lap around Bathurst, guys, I highly recommend you reach out to Dave, have a chat to him. I think they're up there after the 6 hour at Easter and again after Bathurst itself. Great opportunity to go for a drive and do that. If any of you guys are down in Melbourne and going to the car show this weekend, reach out to the wonderful Gunter or Dave Worrell as well, because he's down there with Subaru. Have a chat to him. Say good day. Of course, Vets is all about sharing the experience of getting to know each other. But yeah, that was pretty special, I think, with JB. What do you think, boys?
Yeah, that's cool. I'd love to do something like that.
Of course.
I've got to tell you, Johnny, I've seen a lot of hot laps around Bathurst, but seeing somebody commentate from the passenger seat that was shit spared because they had a really fast driver driving around was something special. And I think the comment that whoever's life's journey, wow, that looks even narrower in real life. And I'm like, that driving, I've walked down that track a number of times, but to see that from the from the camera angle you had with Gunter shitting himself coming down the hill. Really, really, really special. So different lines though than we'd had in the Gen 3. So obviously different generation of cars, and
Yeah.
you know, we were much faster this week in the whole of the V8 Bet series.
Of course, the video you really want to see is Dave Worrell when he comes down into the chase and goes sideways. I think the mark has finally been painted over on the wall where he scraped it. But, yeah, absolutely tyre delaminating as you turn into the chase is never a great experience for anybody. And I want to say a huge shout out to Glenn Wilbo has joined us, and so has Phil Whiting. How are we, boys?
Evening, gents.
And
Good, John. Yeah.
great to.
Time, mate.
No, you're right. Great to have you here. We might now have a very quick look at the grid, of course, and see if there are some surprises. Of course, this place, a lot of boys spend a lot of time doing a lot of hot lapping, and definitely a great thing to see. And also this place brings out the best of a lot of drivers. So let's have a look at the grid and see what we've got as we roll over to the first part. On pole, we have Luke Powell. I know this guy's quick. I know he's not going to be doing every race this season, but at the moment, trying to work to get him up in another split, but we'll see how we go. Anyway, he is doing very well. Can't hold much back on the Tasmanian. Probably about the best thing to come out of Tasmania since King Island cheese. And he shares the front row with the rookie from Tulip Racing, Nathan Fevereau. And then on the second row, we have the American Lester Craig from Shadow Racing, your teammate, Mark. I've never seen you on the second row when we were split 3 or split 4. Daryl.
No,
yeah. Daryl Callahan, the privateer, the rookie, the man, the myth, the legend, sits in P4 on the second row. Third row is Phil Whiting from Passion Sim Racing, lining up alongside another rookie, Nathan Cadman from Passion Sim Racing. So the third row locked out by the Passion boys. Seventh on the fourth row, the man, the myth, the legend, apparently jet lagged, but smiling and shining, is Shane Patterson from Nova Sim Sports. And he lines up alongside Daniel Schaefer from Omen Racing. On the fifth row, we have Jeff Sanford from Player One lining up alongside the Pelican himself, Marty Hughes from Pacific Esports. On the sixth row, another rookie, Matthew Fu from Apex Esports, lines up alongside Henry James Racing's Sean Slater. So great to see Slats get in there early enough and set a good time. So expecting big things from him tonight. As we go over the page, Brad Grant and KO for Hello lines up on the seventh row. On the eighth row, we've got Omen Racing's Glenn Wilbo with Vaughan Robinson, who I think Southern Cross Racing now. I must change that privateer. Carl Pickering. Now, I'm going to stop here. I'm just going to say this to everybody. If you are not on Facebook and not watching, I think it's Pico Industries website or Facebook page, and getting the pre-race, the post-race debriefs from Carl, you really need to see it. Like, this guy is hard on the sleeve. It is absolutely epic to watch. And it is just, you want to look at Passion Sim Racing, go look at Carl Pickering.
He was on TikTok as well.
On TikTok, yeah. It is sensational. Like, I know I go on about Wilco, but Pico is picked up the baton and he is running with it. Darren Friend shares the row with him, of course, from Old Mates and Sons. On the 10th row, can I repeat this, Pete? I need an analysis from you, mate. On the 10th row, we have Rob Baxter from CX2. And he shares that. He shares that with Peter Wilkinson from Locked On Lads Racing. On the 11th row is Adam Hughes from Gamma Flare Esports, lining up alongside Darren Freer, the man, the myth, the legend from the MIA Riverina District of New South Wales. Doug Wright from Old Mates and Sons, another one of the rookie, lines up alongside the first of the WKMP Sim Sports cars, the German, the myth, the legend, Gunther von Nordschleife. So obviously you learned something from JB. It's good to see. As we go over the page, 25th is Bruce Galloway, the privateer. He lines up alongside Tim Vermey from 1MLT. On the next row of the grid, of course, the 14th row is Braden O'Loughlin from Frog Leap Juice Racing, lines up alongside my favourite American, Jeff Eddy from Team AJR. Sorry, Lester. You're my favourite American as well. And then on the 15th row is Phil Marsh from PJM Racing, lines up alongside some Muppet. On the next row is Greg Shelton, my favourite Dutchman from Mustangs, North Queensland, lines up alongside Anita Buckland from Old Mason Sons. Then we have Neil Waters from Player One alongside Southern Cross Racing's Simon Pitt. On the next row, we have Peter Morris from Fishy Motorsports lining up alongside Quantum Racing, Craig Rose. Over the page, good grid numbers again tonight. Peter Morris from Fishy Motorsports, keep an eye out on that lad. I believe he might put in a good effort tonight. He lines up alongside Craig Rose from Quantum Racing. On the next row is the man, the myth, the legend. Can't say enough about this bloke, David Logsdale, and he lines up alongside David Bulldog from Dave 37 Racing, WKMP. And then on the next row, we've got Darren Vermey from 1LT, lines up alongside David Leslie. And then in 41st, we have Trav. I'll get it all up. We have, of course, Race Control in Trav, and then we have Tommy DeWitt, who is starting from pit lane. Lucas Burt's our safety car driver. Kevin O'Neill didn't set a quality time. And Lucas Neal, of course, is our chief race steward. Take a breath. Any thought?
Hey Johnny, I'm just bending over to pick up Dave Baldock from throwing him under the bus from when you just give him a big run at them. But I'll tell you what stands out to me in that whole grid set is that the rookies of Split 4 seem to be all there in the top 10. So that's telling me that the new guys to the series, the new guys to the league here that have come to Split 4, they're getting into the practice and they're starting to get their feet together and to get a bit of speed. So it's knocking a few blokes back, and it's obviously knocked Rob back. He was sort of fighting in the sort of high 10s last season, but now to put him down into 19th, with a couple other big names that would have been there in the 10. So I think some of these rookies might be some names to look out for over the course of the season.
Absolutely. I think you might be right there. And before we light the wick on this one, I might come all the way back here and just have a look. There is Adam Hughes. There is Rob Baxter. Might just start from the back of the grid for something different. What do you reckon, boys?
I'm scared now that you point Rob as the start point. But anyway, we'll see what happens.
What do you reckon? What do you reckon, guys? We light the wick on this one.
Seems like a plan.
Press play, Johnny.
Let's go. Let's light the wick on this. And we are away. It's a great start from Adam Hughes. Whoops. And Luke Powell gets away into Hell Corner first. Nathan Favreau gets the jump in there as well. That is a great start from a few of these lads. Heading up the mountain for the first time, Powell is well and truly clear. It is a battle and a half further back. Favreau, Callahan, Lester, Whiting, all in the mix here. Still side by side. Big gap there further back, though, going back from Pillow back to Slater. Wilbur dropping a bit further back as well. But looks like everybody so far, so good. Everyone getting into single file pretty early here as we sort of come up into the cutting. Absolutely. Loving this. And Powell is gone, so we'll sit here on Favreau. Have a look at the rookie himself from Tulip Racing. Sprouts a good set of sunglasses and a great looking cap. Good looking rooster, so obviously he's 40. And definitely off to a good start coming down into the Dipper for the first time, these lads.
I've got to tell you, Johnny, you put the camera on young Rob. He's apparently the good-looking Baxter, but apparently he doesn't know how to use a clutch, from what I've just watched. And he didn't show me that in the race review last night. So that was a surprise to me and probably to him.
Absolutely a surprise. This was the bloke that was touting himself to every team. I even had a long conversation with Jordan Ross about his potential and his expectations of what he could do. And then Jordan said after the conversations they had, he never returned the call when the offer was put on the table.
Robert dumped me in a heartbeat for a team with a bigger name.
And already a bit of crap on the road there, obviously from Luke. Anyway, first lap is in the books. We have got through the first lap with minor incidents because I wouldn't count the incident with Adam Hughes and Rob Baxter in the first lap because it wasn't even over the line. The Callahan looking quite good here. This guy has impressed me. I have been very impressed with these rookies. Severo, Callahan, Lester. Oh, sorry, Craig. And Craig, of course, mate, dialing in from overseas to race with us. Great to have a second American, even though not based there, but great to have a second American in Split 4. Does make it a little bit difficult. Just so used to hearing Jeff Eddy get on the radio, you just hear the American accent and you go, that's Jeff. Now you got to listen to that a little bit harder.
And Lister has done a lot of laps here and in the 12 hour in the wet, so I think that's what really helped him out here.
Yeah.
Hey, look, Johnny, I haven't commentated for a while, but Pato's in sixth position and he got past first lap. Should that be applauded? I mean, I've seen a lot of the commentary on Discord, but I mean, yeah, Shane Patterson is in sixth position and got past the first lap.
Look, rumour has it Pato spent some time in Vietnam just recently. He went over there, I believe, on the guise that it was going over for some dental work. But I actually think he's gone over there to see a life coach. And I think we might be seeing a new Rob Baxter. Rephrase that. We might be seeing a new Shane Patterson. The man, the myth, the legend.
But no, look, it's good. I mean, normally I've been used to watching Rob's races and seeing Pato go from 10th in the first lap to have a crash in the first corner and go to 40th. So it's really good to see him on lap 3 and in P6. That's cool. Good on you, Pato. Keep going, man.
Love Pato. As I said, I did take the time to get the Foster and Tuncurry and have a beer and a catch up with Pato. And I said, anyone ever travelling that part of the world, I highly recommend you take the time to catch up with him. He is an absolute legend. I'm going to go up the back for a little bit here. Let's have a look at this guy. These guys having a great little battle here. This bloke, heart goes on my sleeve for him. I've been involved in a lot of teams, been involved with a lot of people, and I know we portray this whole persona of arch nemesis enemy. This guy, absolutely adore him. I think he is one of the assets of our league. Turns up every week. He battles to get battles to be on the grid, battles to even be here Thursday night. One of the nicest guys you can ever talk to. Passionate about his sim racing. Been around for a very long time. You'd have to agree, wouldn't you, Mark? Absolute legend.
Yeah, I agree. Well, as much as I like to take the piss from him, he's a good bloke.
He is. And I'll tell you what, last night he wore his heart on his sleeve when he was racing with us. And, he absolutely got a good start. He was flying.
Oh, Johnny. Shit, mate, I just spat out my sheepdog with peanut butter whiskey there. Jesus, what's going on? Mate, I'm well to get back on track.
He's done very well. Oh, Baldy. And, of course, the other one, if I can quickly find him, where is he? I've lost him. He's going down now. This is one here as well. This is well worth listening to his stream on TikTok and Facebook. Poor old Pico got off to a good start. Absolutely lost it there. And, of course, at this stage, boys, I think, where is Morris? Hopefully I haven't missed what's going on there. I'm bouncing around a little bit here. I apologise. I think the safety car is about to come out. We have Vaughan Robinson stuck on top of the mountain at the moment. And it's going to stay on Phil Morris. I think the safety car has been called. I'm not 100% certain on that, but I'll throw the flags anyway. Those who don't know, Peter's another godsend of the league, one of the fishy boys. Pete sends me a debrief of the race every week after the race. He absolutely loves what he's doing, loves his sim racing. Been around for a while as well, Pete. Raced against him a fair bit. Can remember racing against him in Devs. Of course, Halsar Devs. Shout out to Mike Coraliff. And, oh, here we go. Fed the wall.
That safety car was out, Johnny?
What's that?
Did you say the safety car was out?
I think so. Let me just double check that. No, he's not out yet. He's rolling out now. So, okay. Boys, you're going to have to help me here tonight, particularly those who raced last night in Split 4. We've got some filling to do.
My whole race control head is going, safety cars out, safety cars out. What the hell is going on? Safety cars out. No, safety. No, it wasn't out.
No, there was the first one was a bit bizarre. I didn't hear the call. My boys are saying safety car's been called, and I didn't hear it on mine. But I didn't have all teams turned on as well, as they're all piling into the pits. And of course, this was a big dilemma. It's like, what do you do? It is, lap 4, you take the free stop. I've got Scott Gamble and Jamie McKnight in my head saying, take it. I got Gunther in my head going, no, you do not take it. You don't take this. Don't take it. So it's like, yeah, what do you do? So I think let's chose to stay out.
I had the
Take
same
it every other week. Take it every other week.
Yeah, I had the same problem, but it was pretty much follow the leader.
Yeah, well, we were far enough back where we could go, let's just roll the dice and see what happens.
The real question is, like, you take it, right? Because you don't want to give up free track space that you're going to get as the fuel condenses. But the real question is, do you fill up with fuel to the brim or not? That's the question. Do you sacrifice 5 or 10 seconds in the pits to get track position and then race and see whether the field spread will give you an advantage for the second stop, or do you just suck up the track position with full fuel and then race long and then make advantage of what is commonly known as the overcut in Formula 1? So that's the real question, right?
But there's also the other flip. There's also the other flip side. This is the argument that we were having. This is the other flip side, and that is, it's Bathurst. There will be another safety car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, if you've done proper testing or enough testing to see whether McKnight has set the tyres up so they don't wear out in 2 laps, then you'd be right.
No, that's what you're right. Safety car. But here's the thing, Johnny. You know that you can get to the end of this race from lap 12, right, in Split 4. So, and you're only in lap 5. So if you're going to say there's another safety car between lap 5 and 12, then you'd say potentially you don't need to take it. But if you're going to say there's going to be another safety car, but it's anywhere from lap 12 to lap 41, which is quite a big window, right? Then you have to take this safety car.
I wished I knew I could get home from lap 12 last night.
You must not do race calculations.
I just find it hard to do accelerated clutch and think about all the things you're talking about.
I'll just click the other tab on my worksheet here because I got plenty of time. So basically, my calculations had it. You needed 116.8 litres for the whole race, which meant that you needed to put in 116.8 litres, which means you need to put in 58.4 litres at each stop. So then you can then go up or go down on the amount you put in on that first stop. Because you're consuming 4.8 litres, you could go 100% fill on the tank to 133 litres. So starting with 80 litres at 41 laps, you needed a total of 196.8 litres for the race.
Oh, dude, you're kicking my blade, right? Comes in, right? But why would you stick to a predefined fill if the safety car comes in? You just
but that's the roll of the dice. But when you're down the back of the field or back to midfield like I was, it was like the roll of the dice. Flip the coin, see what happens. Yeah.
Well, I used to have a tag called Drunken Crew Chief, right? So I will put this is the invite on here, right? The day that Pete Baxter gives up driving in V8 vets, like this is my fun league to drive in, but the day I give up driving, someone come and hook me up as to be your crew chief, right? Because what I'll do is I'll have 2 bottles of red wine before I come in, and I will give you the best and the ultimate unthought but perfect strategy to make you positions to race. Guaranteed. Split 1 to split 4, guaranteed. All right.
You're booked, Peter.
Ask Blake Warboys, Troy Stone Street, and Billy Mull. I did that for him on a Sunday night.
Yeah.
Don't have to wait till you stop driving, Pete.
Oh no, I'm going to wait till I stop driving in this league or stop race controlling in other leagues. But anyway, but yeah, the tag Drunken Crew Chief has come about for a reason, right? So the CX2 lads will know exactly what I'm talking about.
My strategy was simple. I think Luke and Daryl are quicker than me. I just follow.
Oh, to be honest, where you were sitting at that stage, I would definitely be doing the same thing. To be honest, like I'm rolling the dice mid to rear a pack, as I said. Like where you were sitting, Phil, you've got to react to the 3 guys in front of you or the 2 guys in front of you. You know, and that's pretty much the simple thing. Like you have a look now, you got Cadman, Sanford, Hughes, KO, Gunter, Marsh, Van Ree is your top 7 cars. But, you know, the flip side to that is these guys have now got to battle through those blokes to get back to the front on a track where you really can't pass very easily from turn 2 to turn 18. That's the flip side.
Wished I could think that clearly on race night.
Oh, look, it's
I'm
yeah.
learning.
Oh, look, I mean, I'm privileged in the sense that, you know, I've got Dave Worrell in there who, you know, we're talking a bloke that's, been on the podium and won class at the Bathurst 6 hour, you know, on numerous occasions. You know, and I can tell you what this whole story of the 6 hour is. They buy a ticket to the last hour, and then the last hour you're not there to F spiders. That's pretty much that's pretty much the race strategy.
Yeah, but how does that differ here, mate? If you've got 2 compulsory pit stops, aren't you buying a ticket to the last stint?
Yeah, but you're buying a ticket to the last stint, but also are you buying a ticket to the last stint too early? Don't forget, you want to have good tyres and low fuel around this place to be able to do cracking lap times. So if you get a late safety car and you've got low fuel and good tyres, you can fight through the pack. Provided you're not too far back, of course.
No, you got to take track position over tyres, because to be honest, Bathurst is not the easiest place to overtake compared to other tracks. It is in these cars, which are quite even along the way. You've got to take early pit stops over those tyres.
Yeah, but in saying that though, the bottom of the mountain you can attack.
Has anybody actually picked up the fact that John Van Ree must have missed his pit stop and gone late?
Or late.
I'm trying to pick up why Johnny Van Ree is so adverse to the actual right pit stop strategy, and is justifying the alternate pit stop strategy for everybody else that shouldn't have done it. And here he is. And he's trying to talk us all out of it.
No. Hang on. I did say that the McKnights and the Gamblers of the world tell everybody to pit, and I agree. I'm at this stage rolling my dice with my teammate. Yeah, it is what okay, if you're thinking this, I can see your logic. You are a multiple podium winner at Bathurst in the 6 hour. Nah, love him.
Honestly, in all honesty,
I
Tom,
know,
would you trust a used car salesman?
He's not a used car salesman.
Wow.
Luke Powell.
Mazdas are pretty used.
Luke Powell is out there trusting the used car salesman.
He's as good as.
Yeah.
He's as good as a used car salesman. He has been.
That's between you and McKnight. I'm not going there. Love you, Jamie.
I
look,
don't.
it's look. Lap 4. Gut feeling is there's going to be another safety car. This is split 4. That's all I'm going to say.
Can't knock you, mate. You're 23 positions up from your start.
Yeah, we
Tommy Dewitt's 29, Dave Leslie 25. You're in a good position, but you made a dumb decision, right? But no, that's cool. It's good.
Is it a dumb decision? Is
We'll
it?
find out.
At this point, I was just following the great John Kennedy from Hawthorne. Don't think, just do.
The Hawks.
Tell you what, this has been the most entertaining safety car period I have had in a long time, either watching, commentating, or even race controlling. So good on you, John Bravery. I'm glad you made the alternate decision, and I'm glad you tried to justify the alternate decision. So I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, you leave it at that. We'll be busy.
Anyway,
We'll see. That's all I'm going to say.
We've got a rookie leading the race at the moment.
I know. It's great. Mr. Cadman, doing well from Passion Sim Racing. So how's he finding it, Phil?
Loving it.
He's loving it?
Learning. We got on the cans last night after the race. I think I got to bed at 2 a.m. Cans deep after the race. It was a great night, but yeah, he's loving it. Yeah.
Good. He races hard. I'll say that much.
And he's hard. I can't beat him. Like, yeah, he's,
Mm.
I reckon he's quicker than me. Just the old RaceKraft. It's one thing to do fast laps, but when you're in the fight, it's a completely different story, isn't it?
Yeah. John Gallen tried a slick spin and went nowhere. Does John think he can put 55 seconds on the field to the next safety car to cover him not stopping?
I don't know, Pete. I reckon that's what he's trying to talk about, but he hasn't tried to justify it.
I don't know, Pete. I reckon there needs to be a podcast on that. I got to drive up to Melbourne next Friday, so straight up to Sydney next Friday. So I do need a locked on podcast. And turn your mic up, Phil. Pato has demanded. There we go. Test 1, 2. Is that better?
Something wrong with my mic. I don't know.
No. I've turned your volume up in Discord.
Oh, geez, thanks, mate.
Yeah.
There'd be a lot of people would be happy you'd turn me down, but
I wouldn't be happy with that.
That's right. All right, boys. When does the leader take off? So, obviously, the safety car's not going to get released until they're on Comrade Straight. If you're the leader, say you're Nathan Cadman, and Nathan's pretty new to this league.
Here we go, Pete. You're now Nathan Cadman.
When does he take off? And you're like, okay, no, you got to stick to 80. The thing is, like, as a rookie, has he read all the rules, right? Because I've got to tell you, Nathan, if you haven't read all the rules, John Van Ree has set a set of rules that is second to none and absolutely blistering. And there's 7 rules that'll bleat you if you don't know them all. So you just got to stay straight, maintain 80 when the safety car takes off, and be there and hold the field nice and tight, right? If you don't, there's plenty of things that'll give you a drive-through. Anyway, that's my tip for Nathan and all the other new rookies that find themselves at the Flanders Split 4, because by the looks of it, there's going to be a few of them. But anyway, the question is, when do you take off? Now,
I'd take it to the line and let the whole field concertina up behind me.
Who was that? That was Phil White, was it?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we all know Phil White is the arsehole of a driver, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I reckon there's 2 really good options. I reckon it's out of the chase, and I reckon it's as you come into Murray. So they're the 2 best options, but what does Nath do? That's the question I got.
Oh, quick call to race control.
Oh.
Sweep out of the safety car. Can't do that, hello? Safety cars left. You can't do that stuff. Right, listen.
Hasn't gone yet. Oh, he's gone.
Yeah, Marty Peter hasn't gone yet. You watch, still doing it. Oh, he's crept. He's gone. He's gone.
There he is.
He's gone early. He's gone under the bridge. He's gone under the bridge. That is very early.
That is a great jump. And he's caught them all napping. Look at that.
He's gone.
That 1 second gap.
Yeah, Marty Hughesy is well back.
Absolutely. Come on,
Yeah, spread them all out. A bit further back there, bunched up. All bunched up behind Doug Wright here, I think. They are away as we are on lap 8. Might just quickly jump on my friend Lester Craig. He's back in this bundle pack here as well. He's doing all right. There's a big bundle in front of him here, though. They are fighting quite hard. Oh, someone behind. Oh, no. Well, they're saying safety cars bring safety cars. Oh, looks like everyone else is going to get through, though.
We did a nappy change after that one. That was right in front of me.
Oh, you know the worst thing about that, John? Right,
What's that?
Is that you're going to claim that not pitting under safety car was safe, and by pitting under safety car, Lester put himself in dangerous position. Right? By doing the right thing, he made himself more dangerous.
Oh, that safety car hasn't been called yet. And of course, I love how Nathan Cadman has the centre helmet on as well. Man of my own heart.
Oh, mate, massive drive. I tell you what, that was a great restart. And to be honest, you know, the first 5 positions, they're a second between each by the time they got to the second quarter. That is just a wonderful restart. I think Cads has done well.
2-second gap already.
Yep.
Nearly.
John Gallen, you're going to have to wait and see as we go back to his teammate Marty Hughes, tucked up behind Sando himself. So that is a bunch. Big gap back to KO. And Gunter sitting in 15th. Idolising everything that he has learnt from JB. They're doing quite well. Some other Muppet sitting behind him. Greg Sholton back in 7th. So definitely all happening at the moment. And I think we've got a few stragglers up on top of the mountain. Just going to check. Dave Leslie's got himself going. So there's a few cars still happening back there.
Hey, looking at the race, John, am I right in assuming, like, from that leaderboard, Luke Powell, who's down 9 positions, but he's like the effective leader, right?
He's the Luke Powell's the effective leader, and he is attacking Anita Buckland there. Yep.
And Phil Whiting and Darryl Callaghan are effective second. Is that?
That is correct. Yeah, that is where I'd be working at the moment.
Okay, so they're the 3 smartest drivers in the race so far.
Absolutely. Okay. Adam Hughes under a bit of pressure.
I had no idea I was effective third at this point. I'm not sure I'm that smart.
I'd take it, Phil. I'd take anything like that from Pete.
Yep.
Trust me, I've heard him talk about drivers plenty of times on a Wednesday night, and the word smart doesn't come up.
Well, be nice. Actually, no, be honest. It's more fun.
These boys starting to settle into a bit of rhythm now, which is good.
Yeah. So what we're seeing effectively is P1 to P8 are dudes who didn't pit, and Luke's the first who did pit under that safety car. So
yeah.
Alrighty. So we're still race on, and
we've got some brakey there. And this is all happening here at the end of lap 9. And wait and see. I think they might not be going anywhere, these two. Jeff Eddy just got past Dave Logsdale. Bit of a teammate pass, bit of Team AJR and Team AJR action there. And definitely still got those boys stuck on top of the mountain. Just going to check on Rosie. So he still hasn't got it going. I just wish I had time to have put in the Austin Powers Mike Myers clip.
Watching the track very carefully. Watching the track.
Got it go. I don't think Lester's got going yet, though. I think Lester might have some issues. Anyway, carrying on. Here comes our race leader up the mountain. He goes past safely. Hughes goes past. So we've got a car stuck on the hill here.
Is that Lester calling for the safety car?
I think it is, yeah.
Yep.
And I think Lucas is on his way out of pit lane as we speak. He's sitting there waiting to go. And I'd probably say the call has been made. We are under safety car.
Now does John pit now or later?
Oh, might as well pit now.
No, this is a real test, right? Because you're two laps or 3 laps, depending on your series, it's still the critical. So do you pit? Personally, you pit and fill up, right? Fill up to the rim. But so some have pitted, some haven't. Safety cars, they're just having a sleep there on Mountain Straight. Yeah. That's cool. Some have pitted, some haven't. The race is still fairly condensed. We know that the critical lap for Spitfall is about lap 12, right? For full. So if you're Luke Powell and you pit now and you save fuel, can you make it to the end?
If you had another safety car, I would say yes.
Right. Well, that's the question you got to ask right now.
Yeah. And the debate going through the WKMP room at this stage was, do we pit? Does someone pit? Does someone not pit? And how do you put this? We made the decision to split strategies.
Which strategy did you take, Johnny?
I pitted.
In other words, not agree.
It wasn't not agree. It was just like, what's the point of both of us going down, rolling the same dice when, one's going to work and one's not, if you know what I mean. So if we split it, then, one of us, it might pay for one of us, it might not pay for the other. So instead of having both of us not pay, at least one of us will pay out. So
no, and look, to be honest, it's a reasonable split because
Yeah.
From here, if the race goes 28 laps without a safety car or 27 laps without a safety car, and you've only got to do a pit stop for 3 laps of fuel, the field spread can cover what you lose, right?
Yeah.
So that's reasonable, right? Big call, big call.
Oh, when you're down the back, you got to make them, don't you?
Yeah, you were P7, John. You went down the back.
I was down the back. I hadn't had a stop yet. I had Luke Powell coming up behind me with the rate of knots.
Come on, you two fans, back me up. Johnny Van Ree and the rest of his WK European boys are in the top 10 there because they didn't fit the first safety car. They are not down the back taking an educated risk. They're taking a...
only quarter of the way into the race, Pete.
In 3 minutes' time, I'll call it a bullshit risk because you actually didn't know what you're doing.
Good draw in the race, yeah, exactly. Why did I do it?
Anyway.
So, of course, P1 up 23 spots. The bloke that did a lap with JB. Wait for it. No, he hasn't.
Well, I reckon I just procrastinated, couldn't make a decision, and I missed the pit end.
And of course, all of the Gunther music lyrics were coming out at this stage. He was quite excited with P1 against his name.
No, but here's the thing, right? If Luke, Darrell, and Phil filled up at the first stop, then they don't need to pick because essentially. They were a long green line. They're going to cover that, and Yeah, but anybody who didn't bid under the first stop and then didn't bid under the second stop. Have we got a split 5 for those people, Johnny? Are you in that? Can we add them? Can we put them in a split 5 next season?
Sure.
He's leading the race, though. He's leading the race.
And of course, Gunter singing his favourite song, so the lyrics are coming out quite hot at this stage. Oh, you touch my tra-la-la. My ding ding dong. Deep in the night, I'm looking for some fun. Deep in the night, I'm looking for some love. DD deep in the night, I'm looking for some fun. I highly recommend that if you are on Apple Music or the alternative, that you look up the Gunter music. Quite very entertaining.
I'd highly don't recommend it. However, you know, you do have a choice. You're all over 40 here watching, and you do have a choice.
One of Germany's best artists ever to come out of the 1980s.
Just don't look it up from a work computer.
It's not Rammstein. Under safety car, lap 11. I think we do have some waiver rounds to go. The boys were working very hard last night. Few calls. I think we had some very interesting overtakes in that first safety car. The second safety car, I think it's a bit more under control, but the boys definitely working very hard. Hats off to, of course, the lads. They have done very well. Luke, Neville, that is a hard gig to do, and I really appreciate what they do for us. And then, of course, Trav helping him out. Lucas driving the safety car. Pete can probably tell you how hard the job is. Everyone says it's easy, but it's absolute BS. These guys did a great job last night. A lot of calls, a lot happening, and very, very appreciative of the time and effort that they put in for us here in Split 4.
Johnny, I do RC for pro-level drivers, and you know that they all understand the rules and drive really well and nice and cleanly and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
What are you saying, Pete?
It's off to the dudes who do race control for events, because I'm watching these animals drive, and you blokes have had much of a harder night than I've ever had in racing.
I get accused of saying a lot of things that are wrong, Pete, but drivers that have read the rules at that level, some of the things they've come in and said have just been absolutely astronomical.
I'm trying to tell you how hard the race controllers are going. They're doing such a difficult job here because of the. But
I understand these guys not knowing the rules. But the Wednesday night group, come on. Anyway, they're doing very well. And perhaps shout out too to my good mate Scotty Gamble. He's been doing the over 50s as well as being a DSO in Split 3 this season. And yeah, I think he's doing an awesome job as well with his insight, having a look into how it all works. Very, very valuable contributions there from Scotty as well. Much appreciated. Hope you're on the mend, mate. What have we got here?
50s. How did you do, John?
Let's just say I accidentally went up 2 gears so I actually thought I went up 2 gears when I went up 1 gear, and then thought I'll go back a gear, and I didn't go up 2 gears, and I accidentally popped the engine, so I went and just parked the car next to the race control, next to the flag marshals, and said thanks for coming.
Johnny Van Reed did a much better job than I did. Like, I got DQ'd and a re-agreed for next round. That's cool.
I know, don't you know the rules?
Yeah, I know the rules. But what I did was after I got DQ'd, like, it was the most fun I had on iRacing being DQ'd ever, right? Because I knew Scotty Gamble was in race control for the first time he's ever been lead race controller, and so I threw everything I could at him. Every time a driver made a little bit of dilemma, I was sending him PMs on race control saying this guy needs a drive-through penalty. This guy needs, and there was a dead set no-brainer, and Scotty didn't fall for it. So I'm sure he appreciated what I've been through with the Pro Series, but it was a whole lot of fun. And then what happened was, after I realised that Scotty Gamble wasn't going to fall for it in race control, Brent O'Brien got a rear grid, like he got sent to the back, right? And he was behind Johnny Van Ree. And I said, John, I don't care what you do. You can break every rule in the book. Just don't let Brenton O'Brien pass. And I made sure that Scotty Gamble said, no. And I said, Scotty, that's clear. Johnny's fine. No, that's not 2 moves. Right. And Johnny Van Ree.
No, it was 3. It was 3 moves.
And it was fantastic to watch. Most fun I've ever had.
Oh, it was fun for where I was sitting too.
I do have to thank Scotty for the penalties that he handed out after the safety car. That was very fitting. Because I didn't appreciate sitting there watching the field go by.
And speaking of safety cars, ours has pulled away. Hopefully we don't see it again. No offence, Lucas.
All right, we can get back on the racing now. I'm not talking about Scotty Gamble's race control prowess.
Yep, we can start to get back focused. Let's jump on board here with the famous Gunter. Let's see when he gets going. Very, very sweet sound there. Nicely got that rolling along.
Oh, he's breached 80k an hour. That's a drive-through penalty.
All right. He's doing 81 now, 84, 85. He's rolling.
He was doing 95 kilometres.
He's doing 90 now. He's off. He's off under the bridge as well. He's going. Go the Gunter.
You just restarted the race slowly, Peter.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. It's kind of, he's probably trying to convert miles to kilometres. There's a lot going on in that German brain.
It would be.
I don't think there's much going on there. But anyway, let's get on with the racing. That's the fun.
We are good.
If I had Luke Powell that close to me, there'd be a lot going on in my brain as well.
I was about this stage. Is Luke quick?
Yes.
and he's done 2 flip-flops.
Actually another one. Oh, Gunter!
Maybe wink up Gunter. Away you go.
Yeah, he's down a little bit of a touch-up as well. Locked on, lads. Peter Wilkinson, whoever out there asking that question. Horse.
Brendan Favola, wasn't it?
No.
Oops.
And Gunter doing well. Going to go back. Good little battle back here with Nathan Cadman, Jeff Sanford. It's Nathan Favero, I think. There he go. He's written his name there as well. Just after I announced it, yeah.
Yeah, no, hey, a tip, Nate, don't put Favola up for anybody called Favero because, Favola probably doesn't have a good context in this age group, right? So.
Come on,
Anyway.
Come on, Pete. He played in the Ovens and Murray for Yarrawonga for a couple of seasons.
Was that before or after he got busted at Crown Casino? Anyway.
After.
Yeah, can we focus?
And Cadman getting the job done. No, he's flying, no. Sanford working hard through here.
Good pass.
Oh, that's a nice
If the hard man to overtake, that's a good pass. Yeah. Oh no, he didn't.
Still going.
Yeah.
Got it done. Looks like Husey having a bit of a look there as well.
So Johnny, at the risk of asking something I don't know the answer to, can you show who's done pit stops or not? Or do you know
I can. I can do that. I can do that for you. I'll put that on the one on the screen.
That's right now.
There we go. There's pit laps. There's pit laps there. There you go.
So their last pit.
Yeah. So they've Basically, no. Only person that's pitted twice is Daniel Schaefer. Rob Baxter, he's been in there 3 times already, back in 34th. And Baldock's been in there twice, back in 35th. Verme 3 times, back 36th. So it's only the guys down the back with damage that have been there a few times.
Okay.
So Gunter's the only one who not make a stop at all.
So who's the leading person who's done 2 pit stops right now?
The leading person with 2 pit stops would be Simon Pitt.
Okay, so and 21st. All right.
Yep.
Well, and he pitted on lap 5. Okay, that's way too early. I was thinking about who lap 10.
The genuine person. There is no genuine 2-stopper, is what I'd probably say at the moment.
All right. I only asked that because that critical lap was sort of 12/13 on your fuel burn, and the safety car was at 10. So really fascinating, and I think somebody right at the back here could have a surprise move. Should this go green? I've got no idea how many safety cars are in this race, and Rob didn't tell me. He just complained about the people who overtook him on the safety cars.
Hey.
Oops.
That was
A little bit of an incident.
The track narrowed at the chase.
It always does.
Exactly.
Was that Van Rey calling in an incident?
No, never. Well,
You're on the point there.
that was me just saying good overtake.
Breacher comes for Van Rey, race control. Please take note. Yeah.
Welcome to Vent.
I'm watching Muppets. Where'd I go? Where am I? I can't find myself. This is a worry.
So we're all kind of mixed up in the field. Looks like Luke's got a really good run. Daryl's got a good run. Gunther's probably out of position because he hasn't pitted yet at all. So out of position, but going okay. Ooh, look at that.
Oh, he chuck it into the wall. Throw it into the wall, son. It's nothing like driving the car at a 45-degree angle.
You need small wheels when
Number 2.
Yeah.
And Sanford in trouble there as well. So a few boys in a bit of trouble there. Go back up to Gunter. He's about to get taken on by the great Phil Whiting. What are we thinking at this stage, Phil? First tap's a warning, second tap he's off.
Pretty close. I'm thinking you haven't pitted yet. I need to get past you, but he was racing.
He was racing.
Yeah.
In Discord, he was well and truly racing.
I just got to learn how to get
round. Oh, no, Gunter!
Yeah, I thought that was my chance.
Big chance. He hasn't been that loose since 1973 in the discotheque in Munich.
Well, you don't know what John Bow did. But anyway,
hang on. He wants to talk a lap through. Who can we pick? Leaky Powell, he's already gone past. Rob Baxter. Here you go, Pete. I'm going to give you the honour of talking a lap with Rob.
Oh, this will be a challenge.
All
right, we're going to cockpit.
Do you want cockpit or gyro?
No, it's got to be cockpit.
Got to be cockpit, right? We'll go cockpit.
Yep.
Here we go.
All righty, so we come into Murray's corner, down into second gear, try and look for the apex, early on the throttle out of the apex, and trying to get the best spot we can to get a bit of a run out of here. Looking for the 100 metre marker, some break at 70, in between 100 and metre, down 2 gears, into the apex, again early on the throttle, earliest you can get without spinning the wheels, the best time you'll get coming out of Mountain Straight. Up you go Mountain Straight, just a bit of a breather here, you get a bit of a look, you have a little bit of look on the race control chart, see who's in front of you, see who's behind you, see who's poking their nose up, see who's going to do dick moving. It's not going to. Anyway, two gears down, try and just touch the curb there, a little bit of bounce, get as straight as you can onto the throttle out, maybe up into a 4th gear if you've got speed, if not down into 3rd, then bang on the brakes, subtle on the brakes here, try and get a really good run, but it's a kind of a run that gets you through here, bit of a bounce through the corner, and then hold early up in the third there, and then try and hold the third all the way through here. Try and use the back of the car to get through the air. Up in the fourth, down in the gutter, hit the gutter, coming down, don't hit the straight, hit the gutter there, then out, don't hit the fence, but be close, turn in right at the curb, hold on to the curb all the way through, maybe hit 5 if you're into it, but don't go too wide, come in, brake, straight, down, gear, 107 kilometres an hour into the cutting, and away you go. Out you go into third gear, up into third gear, hit the throttle, maximum peak, and then let it go around. Hit the brakes down the third, look for the little peak out of the forward sign, hit the throttle, and away you go. Don't hit the one on the edge, and you're away. If you get a good run, you know you got it, because your timing goes up into the green as you come down the Conrod straight. You sit there and you take a little bit of breath, have a look who's behind you, who's going to get the draft, if they're going to have a crack down into the chase or not. But take a breath and have a little bit off the grass, lift the throttle in the thing, look for the 200, hit the brakes, 1, 2, 3, 4, hit the apex, come out nice and straight, bang, and then away you go. Lovely corner in the third, up in the fourth, hitting, looking for those cones on the left, hit there you are, bang, the second, and then the apex, and away you go again. How's that for a race lap?
Great job, Pete. You've watched the greats. You've watched the greats down Kostecki, Phil Sell, Scott, Burton.
Rob Baxter.
How would you rate that lap from Rob?
Oh, clean, but fuck all fast, hey?
I think the commentator was quicker than the driver then. He was fuel saving at that point.
It was slow enough for me to keep up.
He was fuel saving.
Let's jump on board here. Another good mate of ours here, of course, Pete Morris. He's working pretty hard as well. He's up 24 spots in the 11th. That's a good effort as well. One of the ones, boys, he's pitted on lap 24. Sorry, on lap 4. Up 24 spots. Lap 17 of the race, of course. Sean Slater in a bit of trouble. I've just noticed what Slat's done. Slats is in all sorts of trouble here. He's found the wall. Hopefully he's not going to get in the way too much. It looks like he might get that going. And doing quite well. Got that all sorted. Just going to check on Marty Hughes, I think. Marty Hughes. Of course, he's been chased by Rob Baxter. And half a car missing. Wilco getting excited. Where are we up to? We're up to lap 18. Where is Michael Fu? He is doing quite well, heading down into the chase. He has had a good race so far as well. A little bit of pressure going for a move here. Can he hang on to that one? Does. Oh, loses control a bit there in front of him. I think that may have been. I'm not sure who that was, actually. But he survived it. So
yeah, that's not quite bad. That's a good indicator, Johnny, how hard it is to pass at Bathurst, right? It's like a lovely track. We all love driving up and down the mountain, and you know you've got to love the mountain before you love the car to be able to finish a race. But to get a pass is not easy. There really is only a couple of spots, and you've got to set them up. And if the driver in front of you doesn't make a mistake, then to be honest, you're stuck for another lap.
Exactly. I'm just going to have some fun here. Locked on lads in the YouTube chat. Who are you again? I've forgotten your name.
Sorry, Pete Wilkinson in YouTube chat. Who are you again? That's all right. Shouldn't pick on the newbies. Good to have you all along. We are having a cracking night here. Some great racing so far. Few boys. Gunter still hasn't pitted. He's sitting there in 5th, up 19 spots. Luke Powell, he's blasted off. He's 5 seconds up the road. Daryl Callahan, he's doing very well. He's 6 seconds ahead of the great Phil Whiting. And nobody. And then Glenn Wilbay's a further 4 seconds back. These boys all having a cracker here. Pato still in the mix in the top 10.
some bloke by the name of Locked On Lads sitting in 7th up 13 spots. He's ahead of my favourite American, Jeff Eddy, in 8th up 20 spots. Jeff doing very, very well. Darren Friend in 9th up 9 spots. Great drive from him. And Brad Grant doing very well as well. He is up into the top 10 up 3 spots. And Peter Morris, a little quiet achiever, he's up 24 spots into 11th. So he's doing well. Bruce Galloway sitting in 12th. He's doing quite good as well. One of the new boys, and that was Matty Fu again, the second time at that corner. Galloway doing quite well here on lap 19. So we'll come back, have a look at him in a minute. Neil Waters, he's in 12th, up 21 spots. Nathan Bavero in 13th. He's dropped down a bit, but still doing all right. The car looks straight. You should be pretty happy with how he's going. Kevin O'Neill from We Race, he is in 14th, up 30 spots at the moment. That is a great drive from him in the 037. If you want to upset Dave Baldock, just put 37 in your car numbers. It's like winning the Chook raffle. And Simon Pitt, of course, from Southern Cross Racing. He is in 15th, up 19 spots. KO Fellow, he's in 16th. He's dropped down a few. Daniel Schaefer is down 9 spots in 17th. And some other Muppet is in 18th. Adam Hughes in 19th. Mark Hughes down 10 spots, missing the front end of the car, rounds out our top 20. So that's how we're travelling at the moment. Some good battles in the mid-pack here still. Cars going everywhere. Was some great racing with the group.
Yeah, good call. But I will note that that Johnny, you actually made that call as that Muppet you were talking about dropped down a number of positions in the top 10 and made sure that before you got to the Muppet he was down as low as you can. But let me do a shout out to Pete Wilco, and for the newbies and the rookies that are in this field, Wilco and the Locked On Labs have a wonderful Discord. Jump on in it, search it, jump on in it. They have a really, really good position there for just good fun shit, stuff that's outside of the sim, stuff that's good, and they have a great channel for mental health. And I'm yet to do it as a race controller bleat, but one day I'm just going to jump in there, and it's an all caps channel with no questions asked, and you can just go for it. And one day Wilco and the lads in the Locked On channel are going to hear my thoughts of race control. They haven't yet, but it's going to happen. But that's how good it is, and I trust it for what it is as a secret channel there, just to let it blur. But good on them for what they do for mental health for guys our age and all of those sorts of things. Locked On Lads, you are absolute legends in the community, and for those that don't know, it's not just Wilco on this split, it's the guys in split 3, split 4, split 1.
Jeremy Bush,
that race, and they're absolutely a good bunch of guys. So get on board, get involved, and good guys to be involved with. So thanks for being part of this series. Absolutely love you having you here.
Yeah, Wilco's been busy of late, but Wilco also has a great podcast as well. First season he came back into vets. Great listen to how emotional, how hard you work to be in this league and what this league means to people. I spent a bit of time in the road driving up and down our fabulous highways. To have Wilco listening to his stories and his race week and talking about vets and what it means and debriefing his race. It was, very, very great. Some emotional stuff in it. A little bit like I was saying before about Carl Pickering. Definitely jump on his socials as well and have a listen to what he talks about. It makes you realise, this may be split 4, but people absolutely wear their heart on their sleeve with their iRacing and particularly with their vets racing.
That's right. And look, the only thing you got to remember with Wilco is that he is Gympie based, and the federal government have now bypassed Gympie with the highway. So it doesn't mean we do too. But anyway, Wilco, we love you, even though I drive past you now. So from Bundaberg to Brisbane. But anyway,
the boys are off. The boys are off. Oh, a bit of tag team racing there. Okay.
sounds like a bit of AFL 360 Razor Ray Chamberlain. Pete, you getting on a podcast talking about race control?
Oh, I don't want
the
to.
Southern Highlands Springs Auto Fair. I need a little bit of help. Send me a DM and I'll make it happen in Discord. Continue on. Nathan Favero loses a spot. They are fighting. Galloway in trouble again here on lap 20. He's stuck there at Griffin's. Lap 21, sorry. Let's see what happens here. Going to go to our good mate Wilbo. What's happening to you around this stage, Wilbo?
Oh, mate, I'm just trying to hang on. It's Phil and the guys in front of me were absolutely gone. Oh, there I am.
Oh, what happened?
Doug, I think Kamagutsa across the top somewhere through the S's and basically rolled in slow motion in the exact direction that I was trying to get through that dipper. I just got locked into a corner. I just couldn't stop in time.
That's not great, is it?
Look, Pete got past me, but I was lucky that was all that got past me. But anyway, we fought on. There was no damage, so
Well, that's the best bit.
yeah. So I was lucky to get back on, and it was like slow motion. He was coming across the course in reverse. Obviously, he couldn't stop in time, and I couldn't brake enough to get in front of him, and I just got locked in against the wall. That's racing.
Definitely is racing. There's a few boys ducking into the pits now. Whiting, Wilco, Glenn is in there as well. I've got a gut feeling this may have actually brought out a safety car.
Sounds like a call for one, doesn't it?
Yeah. I can't remember who was the one that brought this lovely dragging the gravel into the pits there by the boys.
I think it was Doug that brought it in, actually, the safety car on.
Yeah, where's Doug?
So this is
Doug's
why I
parked.
asked Johnny, so this is the reason why if you pitted on lap 10 and it was your second pit stop from safety cars, this is what you needed to get to the end of the race.
Absolutely. You would have been rolling. Yeah, but that was a bigger roll than what I was doing to do that, though.
No, but anyway, yeah. But you've got to think of these things, right?
Absolutely.
Do you take that risk or not, right?
Or not think, and just happen.
Just react,
Not think and follow.
So safety car is tucked up behind there. So nearly everyone has rolled into the lane at the moment. So Luke Powell tucked up behind the great Jeff Sanford. Shane Patterson 10 seconds up the road. Big chat there. Make the trek down the Jarvis Bay. Make the trek up to Foster. You get to meet Marty that way, Scotty. Anyway, catches up with Pato. Well worth it. Pato catching up with Pete as well. Good to see. Like I said, he's an absolute gentleman. He's Pato. Well worth the catch up. And definitely got some plans of getting up into Queensland later in the year as well myself to try and catch up with a few peeps. And I know the South Australian boys have their little chat going. I think Lucas is out. We better give Lucas some airtime as well. He's sitting on the straight waiting. I believe the South Australian boys are trying to organise a catch-up as well in the off-season coming up at the end of this season. So there's a chat going for the South Australian boys. So get on that. Get involved. Like I've said before many times, it's always great to put a face to a name. I think can't remember who it was before. That was you, Phil, saying you were drinking till bloody whatever hours in the morning. We've all sat here and spoken to everybody and done all that sort of stuff. But when you start putting faces to names, it makes the league a bit more real. That's what I love about this league. It's the comradeship that we all have. I highly recommend taking the time to do that. Big fan of Pato, of course, who started this conversation. So this is our third safety car, boys.
Johnny, I'm going to put a caveat to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, by all means, Rob Baxter travels the country. My brother travels the country quite a bit. If you do meet up with him, be careful because he likes to drink scotch and he will keep you up till 3 o'clock in the morning, right? So,
and he will hit you up to join your team.
That's right. That's right. Meet at your own risk. You might get a new team member, but it'll be a late night, but you will enjoy it.
God bless. God bless you, Rob. you know I love you, mate. Oh, dearie me.
I'll send him down to Albury, mate. I don't think he's ever been to Albury, other than the fact when we lived there when we were kids and went to primary school.
Many great people in this league have spent time in Albury-Wodonga, Pete. Don't underestimate it.
I know, most people in Australia have driven through it.
Pato spent time in Wodonga.
The Garrison Hotel is at Lavington, is it?
The Garrow? No, it's Northside now.
Yeah.
It's called Northside.
Is that right? Well, I was there when it was Lavington, yeah.
You're in the Garrow.
Lavington is so far developed, it's now just Hawthorne.
It's now just Northside. No, the Garrow's still there. Hasn't changed. Still over the road. Still at the 5-way. Still over the road from the ballroom.
Yeah, late 70s, early 80s. It was
back when the Hume went through town. Now we've got a bypass running through the middle of it.
Yes. I remember working at Henty and doing a Macca's run to Albury because it was the only inland McDonald's. I remember back to the pub and a microwave the Big Macs when we got back to the pub, but everyone loved them. Yeah.
I remember being grade 4 and Dad took me to the Henty Field Days, and I thought it was one of the coolest things I ever did.
Yeah, I had 6 weeks living in the Doodle Coomber Arms.
And it's just become a community pub, I believe.
Yeah, that'd be right.
See, Pato's the next alumni of Wodonga West Primary. No, great school, Wodonga West Primary. That's where I went.
Group 13 rugby league.
No, we didn't have rugby league there. It's all AFL.
Yeah. No, Albury Blues, Albury Roos, and Wodonga actually had a rugby league team.
Yeah, they do now. We've got to do now. Wodonga Thunder. And now you got the CSU Mud Dogs. So there is a Victorian competition which includes Corowa, and then you got Group 9, which now has Albury Thunder, which used to be, I think, the Blues years ago.
Yep. That was up in Adelong. We used to play Holbrook.
Up at Addy. There you go.
Yeah.
All right, and for those listening on to the Southern Victorian early school days of those in V8 West, I went to Melrose Primary in Wodonga and kicked their asses. I was the age champion in swimming, so
commiserations, Nathan, as Pato says. So, yep, the water, of course, down in South Australia, of course, comes from the mighty Albury Wodonga, passes through the middle.
Anyway, let's get focused on the racing, guys. Because, to be honest,
there's been too many safety cars.
But we got people in sync and out of sync with safety cars, and if you look at, that's why I wanted to see the laps that you got people on safety cars. So, Luke Powell, that's his second stop. Luke and Darryl, because they didn't stop on the second one, did they? So
no.
Neil Waters obviously stopped on the first, but hasn't stopped at all. Sitting up in third.
Neil Waters one stop.
Get around Neil. Yeah. Restart. I'm thinking I've got to get past Neil to catch up to Darryl.
So that's the only thing I can't show on that screen, but I have on. So I can show you the pit times. I can show you the pit lane time, but what I can't show you is the number of pit stops. But I can tell you that I think it's gap I'm supposed to have in there. No, I think it's gains. What I can tell you though is Luke Powell 2 stops, Callahan 2 stops, Waters 1, Whiting is 2, Wilkinson is 2 for Glenbrook, Leslie 1. Sholton is 1, Darren Friend is 2, 3 for Rob Baxter, 2 for Grant, 1 for Gunter, 2 for Morris, 2 for Schaefer, 2 for Eddie, 2 for everyone down to Simon Pitt, who has 4, 3 for Dave Baldock, 4 for Tim Vermey, 3 for Cadman, 3 for O'Loughlin. So that breaks that down in a bit of a run for you.
The only reason Dave Bulldogs had 3, he needed another red dog, black dog, or whatever it's called.
Sheepdog.
So we're really looking at anybody who's done 2 from 10 plus is in a good spot, right? But if those have done 2 at 21, so the 5 there, so it's Luke, Darrell, Phil Whiting, Pete Wilco, and Glenn Wilbo, who have done 2 now in lap 2. They got fresher tyres.
Mm.
You say Greg Shelton done 2?
Greg Shelton has done 2, yeah. I believe.
So Greg's on, he's on a long final if he can make it, saving enough fuel.
Greg's done 1, sorry. Greg's done 1. Darren's done 2, yeah.
Okay, yep. So Darren's done 2, and I think Rob's not far behind. So yeah, okay. So we're looking at sort of 20 laps on tyres. Yeah, that's all right. I mean, that's half race distance, and to be honest, in the supercar, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Mm.
The tyres were awesome last night.
Mm.
They lasted right to the end, I reckon.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was a good setup from Jamie. Shut up, Mark.
I kind of have a theory on tyres, right? So, if you drive crazy, like stupid understeer and oversteer, then they go off and your lap times go. But if you're nice and early on the turn, and you work out and you can come out of turns nice and early, but without the oversteer, then they kind of cool down and look after you quite well. But I also kind of think, if you think about split 1 dudes can do lap times that are, let's say 4 seconds faster on average a lap than everybody in split 4. And let's say, for example's sake, it's 1 second per set. So split 2's average 1 second down, split 3's average 2 seconds down, split 4's average 3 seconds down. If you're 2 or 3 seconds down, then you shouldn't be burning the tyres like someone in split 1, right? And if they're not burning the tyres, then why are we burning the tyres in split 4? It's because we're over driving and not driving right. So early brakes, nice and casual coming out of corners, and you'll probably find time and save your tyres. And in the end, you might get a faster race time. That's my thinking on iRacing tyres. I think a lot of times a lot of people overthink them and hear some things that people have Motec systems and all that sort of stuff from like Pro Series and things and go, oh, my tyres heated up and I was like 10% here and 20% there and all that sort of stuff. But things to think about that don't need to be thought about in split 4. Just drive and enjoy the race.
I like the no thinking strategy. That works.
Works for me every time.
Mm-hmm. Enjoy.
Oh, Pato, it's the tariffs. Donald Trump's put tariffs on the tyres. Oh, it's cold.
Geez, tariffs on the tyres. What are they going to think of next? No jet skis at Foster Tuncurry? So we're going to go one more lap under the tutelage of the great Lucas Burt, driving the RaceKraft Simulations McLaren, doing an awesome job out there. Nathan Cad, my third pit stop was a piss break. Yeah, I did put this up, Regs. I did give everyone a heads up. There was no 5-minute warning. Sorry, not 5-minute warning. 5 minutes warm up.
Scared me. I go to the suburbs every week now. I just have to read. Where's the rain? Where's the rain? Where's the rain?
Oh, you better read this week's then.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't read the subreddit. I just jump in the server and see what it says. Right? You can just deal with it from there.
Does anyone know what happened to Darrell? I think he had a bit of a battle. He's still sitting in second, so I don't think it's too much of a problem. Name's not on the list. Unless you're talking about Daryl Summers. Then I'm not going to comment.
There'll be a rerun soon.
I think that's coming up later in the race. Stay tuned.
These safety cars keep going. I'm going to have to queue up the Gunter tunes.
I reckon Darryl and I earlier in the race had side-by-side action for nearly a third of the track. The case, Murray, pit straight, Hell Corner, up Mountain Straight. It was insane. He's quick, bloody quick.
So, anybody thinking at this stage, anyone done the calculations in their head yet at this stage? Because I know I had. Time certain, or we're going to get home?
From lap 22.
Lap 25, yeah.
Easy get home. If you can put the right fuel.
Hello, Gunther. How are you, sir? He's in the chat. If we have another safety car, we're going to read the lyrics from all of your greatest hits. I have already done the Touch My La 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 lyrics for you. We also played the JB video. How was that, mate? It must have been a highlight for you. Sit there, do a lap with JB and film him. Love to get your thoughts on that, Gunter. Unless I was getting DQ'd. When did you get DQ'd?
All right, but for those not just watching the video but not looking at the YouTube chat, our good friend Gunther has just joined the YouTube chat, and there's a little bit of chat to and from. But anyway, safety cars off. We are about to get up and racing, and Johnny Van Ree has got lost in Gunther chat.
Yeah, we are back anyway. I've been sitting here, been waiting for the safety car to bugger off. He's gone. Luke Powell is in control. We are going to go onto the gyro. You can listen to when he decides to bug off.
Oh, can we watch his speedo again? Can we call out another drive-through penalty, like post-race?
On 80.
Oh, please.
79,
Yes.
78,
Let's do it.
79, 80.
Yeah, make this a note
80,
to every
80, 80, 81, he's gone. He's 82, he's gone.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Every other race leader in every split noted that the broadcast will give you a drive-through penalty.
He's gone. He hit 82. He went over 80. He's done.
Yeah, that's right.
Is it too late to put in a post-race?
Hang on. 82, 83, 83, 82, 84. He's gone. Under the bridge. What is it?
It was going early, slowly.
What is it with these boys? Everyone tonight has gone under the bridge.
All right, Johnny. I do give him a plus or minus 5 on the 80. So Luke's actually passed.
Where's Nathan Cadman? Where's Cadman? He's back here. He's having a good battle with Lucas Neal. We might sit here for a second. Someone else having a battle in there as well. Jamie knows. Have a look. Oh, Kevin having a bit of trouble there.
Oh, Nate's got that easy.
Yep. Looking good. Powers it be, he's gone.
Yeah, Blake behind him didn't capitalise. He was shocking.
Blake behind him was too busy daydreaming.
Yeah.
Now they're up into the cutting.
Oh, it's an Ambrose moment. No.
He's big time. Yep, no.
Where's Greg Murphy?
Hell, there we go.
Look, someone just got punted through that.
Lock tracked. No.
Someone just got punted through that. As for the rest of the world, woohoo, winning.
Can you just show the bits where they get their helmets off and start punching?
Let's just go to the chopper. Let's just go to the blimp.
Oh, yeah.
I might just hit this button as well.
Safety car. No, that's a red flag, isn't it?
Oh, no, we're clearing the track. We're clearing it. We're all getting out of the way.
There's 4 blokes having a fight yet. They haven't got back in the cars. Yeah, I can see they're in the crowd there. Look.
Okay, cockpit view. Yep.
Oh my God.
Okay, gyro. Cue there. Cue mode.
Music.
Yep.
What's
I was going to say.
about a cutting massacre?
Exactly. Go back to the blimp, I think. So they're all still there. We still haven't cleared it. I think poor Darren has died at this stage. Go back, go forward.
He's buggered. Yep.
God, I miss Austin Powers.
Race control.
Right. Now, one at a time, go.
Do you reckon you can
I
make?
haven't taken it. Yeah, go on. Yeah, go.
Do you reckon you can make an Austin Powers movie these days?
Well, race control was saying there was congestion on the track.
Oh,
I had
nah.
no idea.
No.
That was bloody. Yeah.
Hey, John, can we get a close-up of the race control car and just make sure the safety car's got the banner on?
Ooh. Ooh. I did hear something happen during the GT Pro Series on Friday night. Where's Rear Chase? No, it doesn't have the league banner on.
Can we give the safety car a warning?
Over to you, DC. He did paint the car as well, which makes it even more funny. Hard to watch Darren every time he went past me. I'll tell you what, Darren had a shocker of a night. I did feel for him. Do we need a comp for ex-Wodonga primary school students? Wodonga West primary school students, Rob?
No, Rob, we went to Melrose, remember? We were in the good primary school.
Oh, hey, you were in the new school.
Yeah.
Would have been brand new back in those days. It would have been shiny.
Yeah. We were the newbies in Wodonga, mate. They wouldn't let us near those old blokes in Wodonga West primary school. Otherwise, we'd have been John Manry.
Daryl Callaghan is in 13. He had to duck in for fuel.
Yeah, he's done 3 stops, so that's interesting.
Insane, he gave me a spot.
Mm.
Thinking he's powered through from here too. It'd be just interesting to watch where he finishes.
Robin.
Has Daniel Schaefer done 2 stops, Johnny?
Daniel Schaefer, he's done 3, I think.
Oh, okay. So
Robinson in.
potentially,
Marty Hughes with a bit of damage.
He got a
potentially,
fair bit
if
of
he
damage.
stays enough fuel now, Dan Schaefer can make it.
He is rolling down every hill.
I think under this safety car, I was trying to burn fuel, I think.
So was I.
I was literally driving around in second gear, full noise. Just listening to the sounds. I don't think I was alone.
At this point, I had more eyes in a revision mirror with Glenn than in the front. I'm thinking, no mistakes, because early in the race, Glenn, you can attack. No, you just early in the race you can attack well.
Mm.
Some corners you were quicker than me, and I was just waiting on not making a mistake.
Yeah, well, we didn't have to worry about Luke, did we?
No, he was going to go. Yeah.
I had who did I have behind? Oh, Wilco behind me, and I had one eye on the relative and one eye on the road because he was gaining on me. Then I'd get a little bit away from him, then he'd gain on me again, and it was cat and mouse.
So just a quick comment in the chat. Let's have a quick look at Marty's aero package. Bit of airflow around the front tyres there. It seems to be working well for him. Of course, he's sitting in 11th, so I wouldn't be complaining. Maybe that's where I'm going wrong. That's how Pelican rolls. Thought they flew, but anyway.
Well, given these cars have no downforce at the front anyway, do you really need the front spoiler?
Nah. It was quite bizarre. Like I got a whack in the rear and in that track blockage. I sort of got punched through the blockage by everybody else. Came out the other side, and the iRacing spotters going, "Oh, you got rear damage. It's really bad, really bad." It's like I didn't lose any speed, didn't lose the rear wing. I just lost the panel underneath, and car was fine.
No, and I think unless a new update changes anything, I think the worst thing we've really got to worry about is wheel damage in these cars. I don't think the aero damage does much at all, to be honest. We can sort of maintain mostly fair pace.
It's been logged though. Bruce logged it last week with the aero damage.
Oh, why do you do that for?
Because
sorry,
it's
Bruce.
bullshit to have someone.
Actually, while we're under
There's
this,
someone there that can sit on your ass with no nose cone.
grab speed to lose it. Just take the opportunity. Speaking of Bruce, a big announcement this evening that Bruce McLeod and Dave Coleman have come on board as part of the management group to help Scott Van Loon and myself out a bit more with how we go about looking after and organising the league. Couple of big changes there, but both bring some unique talents to the group, which will be very good, and very excited about having the assistance from them. Of course, David been running the race control group for a very long time, so the step up for him gives us a bit more flexibility and a bit more control from a management perspective with what's going on with that group. And Bruce, for those who don't know, been very heavily behind what has been happening with iRacing, and particularly with the officials, but also, we run the officials, so the track selection as well. And Bruce also been a very major player behind our rules, and also a major player behind how we go about doing our split allocations. Very, very smart man, very, very savvy with Google products, and very, very savvy with programming and all sorts of APIs and all things like that. So very excited to have Bruce and Dave along helping Scotty and myself out, who have both been very busy of late. So a couple of other extra faces in Discord helping people out won't go astray. So a huge thank you to those boys for stepping up.
I understand Andrew Rushworth has volunteered in the Discord also to check out banners for everybody and across the split. So,
winning.
I don't know if he put in a ticket, but hey, that's a positive for the league.
Oh, what do we got? Lap 28. I think we may have a little bit of time here, Pete. Got your pen out? Yes.
Yes.
Tick,
One,
tick.
How do we do this?
Tick,
One, two.
tick.
Yeah, I'll write it down. Oh, down I go back.
Go back.
Go back one.
It was that.
Wilco!
Oh, Wilco. Come on. Warning, Wilco. Wilco. 1, 2. Yep. Tick.
Oh, what's the one? Hang on. Something's wrong. He's in 7th. Yeah, we'll keep going. Keep going.
Right. Matty from RFX Graphics has always got us covered, mate. Oh, no, there was one. There was an NZ one. Go back. There it is.
Go back. Daryl, yeah.
Who was that? Yep, Daryl. That's a warning for Daryl. Come on. Yep. Keep going. 1, 2. Banner check. Come on. Safety car. Banner check. Be careful. We might make this a regular cut. Oh,
Braden. Yeah.
It might be a shout before it's championship points. Or John Van Ree, you're lucky.
Oh, no.
There we go. There's enough one, Dave. Dave Leslie's been around. Why is that not a banner check? There we go. Oh, was that no, go back to, mate. That's
all right. That's not quite the spec. That's not quite. That's half a warning.
Oh, that's a different
one. No, hang on. Read it. Read in weak voice. It's the gold banner. It's the gold banner. This is the over 70s. The over 70s champion.
Sorry, the man, the myth, the
legend, the over 70s.
No, that is the all clear of banner checks for the rest of this season. And year. Annual champion, Phil Mars. Hands down, nothing more said. Why are you in 33rd, Phil?
I've already told Phil in 10 years' time I'm taking that banner off him.
That's an upside down alliance sim racing banner.
Keep going quick before this can't take him.
Sanford, yeah. Bruce Galloway. Perea, yep, he's got one. Yep, Doug Wright.
There we go.
Sean Slater's gone. Lucas Burt. Oh, hang on. We've got to go back to far rear chase. That one's missing.
Safety car. Right.
There you go. That's it, boys. If you're watching, there's your white banner check. And of course, lap 29 of 41. Mr. Coleman in the chat.
Didn't he run the A team back in the day, Banachek? That was a no.
Banachek?
Yeah.
I can't remember actually.
He was the boss of Mr. T, wasn't he?
Yeah, the silver-haired dude. Yeah, I remember. I can't remember his.
That's all right. My Alzheimer's is kicking in. So.
That's all right. There's plenty of old timers around too.
Right.
Lap 29. Yep.
Got a question. Can we show the fastest lap times for the split?
Fastest lap times, best lap times. Here we go. We will remove pit laps. We don't need them anymore. There is a fastest lap times. Luke Powell. Yeah, we've got to talk about that. That's probably a conversation piece this week.
Hang on. That. Sorry, I'm not allowed to. I shouldn't talk about my split, but that's there.
What? That time, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about Lucas Burt. Lucas Burt, that's just too quick. 4:14, that's just too quick.
All right. Can we send Luke Powell? To the pub for the test?
Look, there's a lot of pressure going on in the background at the moment, and I did have a chat to Luke. I know Luke has a lot of night shift work that he does as well, so it's a fair chance he's probably going to miss 4 to 6 races of the season. So yeah, we'll just I don't know. There's the pressure there. I've reached out, I've spoken to him. We'll see what comes of it a second time, but yeah, it may be just a call that happens, and now that we've got some more management people involved, we can probably get that call made a bit more easily. So
well, look, to be fair to Luke, he's in the split and he's competing. If he's going to miss a round or two, he's still competing. Well,
right? he's the same. It's the same story as Ray Smith, who dropped down last season from split 3. Hadn't put enough together to constitute what was a solid season. And Luke's in the same boat, so it's like, they should, Rob. Yeah.
Last week's race, he came from a long way back to win that one. That was you sort of think he could have easily finished out of the place.
Yeah.
He's quick.
But
I'm just happy I'm this close to him right now. I'm thinking I'm feeling good about myself right now.
No, I wouldn't say. So John Gallen's signed up and said that split 1. I wouldn't say that. There's plenty in split 2 that've done that, beat that as a race time, right? So, maybe he's out of place in split 4. But if he's going to miss a few rounds from competing for a championship position, and look, I dealt with this in split 2 last season. There was a driver that was well and truly ahead of the rest of us, but couldn't do every round. Didn't win the championship, but the pub test for the next season pulled them up. And to be honest, if I'm Luke Powell and I can't do any testing, I want to be in somewhere where you don't want to race because you're fast and everything. You want to have a race, right? You want to be so. And I'm sure Luke's probably going to be quite pragmatic about it and say, look, give me the 6 races, we'll see how we finish up, and then maybe the pub test puts me up a bit. That's and then 6 races in split 3 might wake him up, because I tell you what, the competition will be a bit harder.
Yeah, and that's the problem you got. Like, we're looking for RaceKraft, we're looking for championship results to make these decisions to push people up. So we're always going to have some quick guys down here in split 4 that really need to constitute a season. It is a big gap, but we're looking for these guys to try and build that, which we haven't seen out of Luke. Like last season, Luke only did 3 races, so Yeah, it's a tough call.
I would have thought at 40 years old, you're not going to go into this, and be foxing just so you can win races.
Yeah.
We're all mature enough to.
No, but
Turn up.
let's be honest. If Luke's only done 6 races, he's not even in championship contention.
Mm.
He's going to win some races and take points off other people, but he's not going to be there from championship perspective. And then let's just let the committee pub test take care of it for next season.
Oh, look, the pub test for next season is definitely going to call him out and say no. I can tell you that now.
Yeah.
But, I go back to Ray Smith where, we pushed him down and Ray wasn't happy about it, I'll be honest. And I had a chat to Ray and I said, you got to constitute a season, mate. It's based on race results and how you perform. Like, there's a lot of guys in this league that are quick. Don't get me wrong. And I think someone just mentioned before that, this could be his golden track as well. But
yeah.
I'm saying now there's a few more people in the pub test. Like it could be a golden track as well. So you just don't know.
Yeah.
Like when we sit down and go through the groups, like when you get down to split 3 and you get down to the bottom, it gets a lot harder because, there's people down here that haven't really done the effort to push themselves up. And there's guys like, I know, I'm not going to name names, but someone's reached out to me with some suggestions and things. But there's guys I know in split 4 that want to be in a higher split. So what it's
going, mate.
No, I know, but
no, he's not.
Yeah, I wasn't. No, I'm not talking about Rob. But there's guys that want to be in a higher split, and what do? Do I put somebody like Luke in a higher split, does a handful of races and takes up a spot? That's yeah. Yeah.
No, I'll put this message out, John, because when my first season in vets was split 2, I got down to split 3, and personally it was a sort of a kick in the guts. But to be honest, and it was only when we had 3 splits. To be honest, I really enjoyed a couple of seasons in split 3 because it was sort of front half of the grid, really sort of understanding RaceKraft and getting RaceKraft. I learnt so much more than I would have at the back of split 2, and I think if people get put back, they've got to understand that there is a perspective and an element of learning that will come with it. And I think what it's done for me personally is it's made me a better racer for now split 2. But if I hadn't had that split 3 experience up the front of groups, it would have changed. You would have got sort of dull and bored. So I think up and down these splits is fine. I think it's really good for people, and I think nobody should really ever be upset about dropping a split because frankly it's an opportunity. As we say that, let's keep an eye on see if we've got another drive through here for Luke Powell. Right. Race control head on, safety car's away, race is about to go. And
he's too fast already. He's already above 80s, 83, 84, 85.
Over 85 is a penalty, right? Plus or minus 5. Plus or minus 5 is enough for me.
I think just quickly, just
84, I'm lodging a protest,
Just quickly though, Pete, you did raise a good comment with what you just said, and that is, vets is about races. It's not about hot lappers. Hot tip for people in practice and everything else. It's about races and not hot lappers. So that's what our splits are really built on, and that's what people are got to be aware of. So that's He's away early. He's gone before the bridge. What's going on here?
Oh yeah,
that's not odd.
We have 11 laps to go, and Lukey has jumped the gun and gone.
We have
racing, away you go.
11 laps in 25 minutes. Just saying. Lap 31 starts.
For the record, Glenn, I was very stressed at this point.
Well,
you're up me clacker, and I'm thinking one mistake and I'm gone, and I make a lot of mistakes.
Oh, so do I. Phil, so do I. So I was just tense even being in this position. I was sort of a bit lightheaded, to be honest.
You're doing well, Glenn. It's good to see you there, mate.
I had my crew chief, Dan Schaefer, in the back of my in the ears, telling me when to pit and whatnot. So a lot of credit to him to make sure I did what I was supposed to do at the right times.
But, you certainly sharpens up the senses at this point of the race. You're just going right. You got to hit your marks and you got to go proper.
Yeah,
You don't
that's
just
what I was
like
thinking
a
about.
clacker that's going to get just going to reel you in and you're gone.
Yeah, I was just hitting the marks last night, and
SG's just worked out 25 minutes, 10 laps. Yeah, ain't gonna happen. So at this stage, it was pretty obvious we were going time certain.
The last couple of last season and this race is definitely told me that your pit strategy is the most important part of this race. All races, getting the right amount of fill at each pit stop to minimise your time off the track.
My first season, I buggered up Bathurst and had to pit on the second last lap because I underfueled.
Darren Free's in trouble again.
There he is again.
Yeah.
Yeah, last night probably more good luck than good management, but it turned out okay.
Well, big tap.
I don't think just do principle, just follow the leader and.
Well, basically, I had
know what they're doing.
Yeah, in other races, I've had so much gaps behind in front of me. I haven't really known what to do because I've had no one to follow. But last night was a perfect example. I had guys in front of me. They're going to pit. I'm going to pit.
Some good battles back here in this group. This is just outside the top 10. Nathan Favero putting a bit of pressure on Callahan and Grant. All the rookies knocking on the door. Grant and Callahan, this looks like a great little battle.
They're quick.
Oh, yeah.
Darryl would be sitting in P2 right now if he didn't bugger his fuel strategy again. Yeah, he's fast.
Comes back to that strategy. Oh, on the wall there, doesn't help. Strategy and everything else that we're talking about. Strategy and RaceKraft, you know, it's these boys, you just got to learn that. It's like Cadman's quick as well. Like, absolutely flying. But, you know, just got to be smart about it. Got to realise long race, buy time, stay out of trouble. You'll be there at the end.
And you go up a split or two and you're going to find the lads there are going to eat your part with strategy because, you know, they've just had a whole lot more experience. It's not about speed.
That's right. And those boys are playing on half a litre difference.
Yeah.
When they're filling. Like they're fuel saving and half a litre will save you this and away you go.
The difference between splits, I reckon, is almost the higher you go up, and the over 60s show me that when you're racing against split 1, split 2 guys and split 3 guys, is they make less mistakes.
Yeah.
And so they're more consistent on lap times and they can roll and then bugger up a corner and you just lose time. So it's all about getting the mistakes out of your driving, I think, you're going to get better.
Someone's saying, did Brad have wets on at some stage? That I'm aware of.
I do believe somebody did do that.
There was talk in the chat today that when a couple of people went in the pits, they ended up with wets on their cars. Now I don't know whether that's just an auto
Was that not
or something not deliberately, but it's just happened. So a glitch or an ini file, like a default thing that's put them out on the pit stop. So I'd say to everybody, just
check everything after the updates. Like I actually now have the pit box open all the time now, so that I can actually see what's going on. Because the update into this season, I've got the auto fuel coming on automatically, which I've been too lazy to go into the ini file to fix. It is. He's going to get away with it. A great move. Lap 33, just going to go back, check on our German friend. See how he's getting on. He has the one and only Matty Fu behind him. Dave Leslie in front. Of course, if you're in Melbourne, go to the car show. Check out the Subaru area. Gunter is down there. Don't forget that.
Where's the car show and when?
I'm not sure where it is in Melbourne. In Melbourne this weekend. But
It
not
would be Jeff Shed, wouldn't it?
not Jeff Shed or the showgrounds. I'm not 100% certain. Oh, that's not good. Oh, Gunter. There's no tra-la-la in that, mate. And he accidentally towed as well, just to make it even worse. Very good start next week.
Busted.
DQ. Really
No, he called it at the race control straight away, which is very good of him.
Surely race control didn't get approval at that speed.
No. He told him showgrounds is where it is. There you go. I think Michael Schreier Pickles from Synergy's down there as well. Oh yeah, more carnage. Just when you think I'm done, I'm not done yet. Luke.
Gunter's car show?
Gunter's at the car show with Subaru, so if anyone in Melbourne's going to go to the car show, reach out to him in Discord, and he might try and catch up with you.
I've got 10 laps at Sandown. I've got to drive on Sunday, so I'm in Melbourne. So
Okay.
that's how I go.
Yeah, reach out to him. He's on Discord. Say g'day. Yeah, well worth a catch up. One of the nicest blokes you ever meet is Dave. Where's Marshy? We looked at the Golden Banner. How's he getting on? He's got a few boys battling behind him. Tommy DeWitt, yeah, you had that rear grid start. Did well. Tommy, of course, he's battled hard tonight from the rear grid. Got himself up 27 places into the top 15. Of course, these boys, 7 minutes to go now, so we're going to have a tough gig with Driver of the Day, boys. We'll get to that later. Marshy battling away here. This is a battle for 28th, but Marshy, he's doing the best he can. Few boys swerving in front of him. Oh!
Wow.
That is huge.
Whoa.
Another track block. Let's go to the blimp.
Carnage.
Cutting carnage.
Yeah, the car, Marcy. Come on. punch
There we
it
go.
up there.
Apparently it's at Jeff's shed, according to Coleman. So,
Jeff Shed, right.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
The chopper, so yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
A few boys trying to work out how to get out of that one. And how do we get out of this? Tell you what, Austin Powers was a great movie. Go back to my feet, Morris.
Few exhibitions tonight.
And
I've told Phil when he I'm coming for his over 70s banner when he wins his over 80s banner.
It's another contender for Driver of the Day here, up 25 spots into the top 10. Up in the high territory, Pete Morris. Doing very, very well. And the
Grig's up 6 spots.
other one is Greg Sholton's still got a pit, so he is up 26 spots in 5th.
Yeah, I could ask,
This could be an interesting one, actually. I've got to check something here.
did Greg and Pete, did they qualify close to their practice times? Or did they fluff qualifying, right? Because that to me is a big impact on driving the day. You can really mess your qualifying up and do a good strategy and up you go. Or you can just drive well and strategize well, but if you fluff qualifying. But that to me is like it's a good indicator. Really you're going to give driver of the day to somebody who loses 15 positions in a race, but it's something that's always on my mind when we look at just overtaking spots for driver of the day. I think one of the things and I know the two guys here won't say it. John is, Glenn and Phil have both driven brilliant races. And I've watched a few split full races, and whilst Lukey's always up there because he is pretty quick, Phil and Glenn are not two guys that come to mind immediately for me for podium. So for me, they've got to be on driver of the day as well. And I know, they won't nominate themselves. Unless they're wankers and have no humility. But
It's all right. I like the stubby holder.
Maybe something different. Maybe something different to a stubby holder this season, just to mix it up. But we'll see what's going on with that one a bit later. Got to talk. Here we go. Greg's in for his second stop, so he's getting that out of the way. So going back, Wilco sitting in fourth. He's doing quite well. I just have to have a quick read of the rules. So we did have an argument in our Discord last night when we realised it was going to go time certain, that to complete a compulsory pit stop, each car must perform 2 compulsory pit stops per race. Yeah. So we were trying to define if it said per race laps, but it just says per race. So if it goes time certain, you still have to complete 2 stops. Gunter.
He's still going to tow, isn't he?
Not a hint of a hidden message there, John. I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, absolutely. I was right. That's what I'm saying. I wrote the bloody things. I should rather remember them.
Good take your pit stops earlier, mate.
Dearie me. Problem is, Pete, there's such subtle differences between lots of things at the moment, and it's just, it's getting hard to remember where the subtleties are.
Yeah, but there's also subtle differences between the 3 or 4 leagues that use the same rule set, right? So, to be fair, that's not simple in itself. So, good on you for keeping up with that. And but the basis of somebody testing you or something like that is, I fucked up, but I'm going to now test the rules series to see whether I really have fucked up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like Tony Mockbell getting out on bail.
Yeah.
There's got to be another Underbelly series somewhere coming out soon.
If only if he got out of jail, it's coming up.
The old. There's plenty of cars missing front ends here as we see Daniel Schaefer go into 5th. Marty Hughes trying to get on friendly here as well. Good driving. Lap 37. Where do we go here? This is going to be busy time. So, of course, we are going to be our white flag lap. Maybe we can sign Mockbell up for race control next season. And going to try and get everybody here. This is going to be hard. We know who's well out in front by 13 seconds, so that makes this a bit easier. Let's drop back here. Where's he coming down the hill? Oh, poor Darren. He's had a shocker. That's that one. Where is our crowd favourite? Sitting in 10th. Let's see what he can do. We may have to come.
That's the best last lap of his life, actually. I can remember him. He was so excited about it.
Nathan doing well here. Under a bit of pressure.
Good. Keep him under pressure. The more the better.
He's got to keep a bit of an eye on the track map as well. Where are we? 20. Got a little bit of time. We can come back to this one. We'll go back to this one here. We'll give the due diligence. Luke Powell, M1 Racing, doing really well, representing, coming across the line. He's 15 seconds up the road from you, Phil.
It's a big drive.
That's a big drive. Just got to keep my eye on this fella here.
Don't underestimate yours, Phil. That's a cracking drive.
Yeah, you've done well. Glenn, you've done even better, mate. I'm now That's our top three across.
Yeah, well done, guys.
I reckon Glenn and Wilco are probably in my vision for driver of the day.
Oh, I've missed it.
Rob.
Rob Baxter going agricultural.
You got to watch this finish.
Oh, Yeezy having a look. Yeezy having a look. Yeezy around the outside. Oh,
Steals it.
Rob Bradbury.
Rob Bradbury. And come back here. A great little drive there on Jeff Eddy. Get a spot there in the bottom corner as well. And that is basically everything down to the top 20. So in first, we had Luke Powell. Phil Whiting was home in second, up 3 spots. Glenn Wilbo up 12 spots in third. Wilco up 16 spots to fourth. Schaefer up 3 to fifth. Marty Hughes up 4 to sixth. Darren Friend up 11 to 7. Darryl Callahan dropped 4 to 8th. Pete Morris up 26 spots into 9th. I think that's the highest spot I have seen him finish. Actually, I think it's the first time I've seen him finish in the top 20. Sorry, top 10, sorry. But it's a great effort from him. Great fight back there. Nathan Favreau, he finished 10th after all. Tommy DeWitt was up 31 spots to be 11th. Rob Baxter up 7 to be 12th, stealing 2 at the line there. KO, one of the rookies, up 1 spot for 13th. Hughesy up 7 for 14. Braden O'Loughlin up 12 for 15. Pato on his return from overseas duties up down 9 for 16th. Carl Pickering started 17, finished 17. Brad Grant, he was finishing 18th. Some other Muppet finished in 19th, up 11 spots. Jeff Eddy, Neil Waters, David Leslie, Simon Pitt. David Baldock was up 13 spots in the 24. Greg Sholton up 6 in the 25. So that rounds out our top 25 for that one, boys. Might start off with everybody in the chat as well. Where do we go from here in terms of drive of the day?
I think Wilco up 16 spots in fourth, but second to that is Morris. Inside the top 10, 26 spots up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, okay. What about you, Pete?
Look, I've got 4 drivers in mind, but given those two, and I know these two guys are going to be quite, because both, I think Phil and Glenn have done an absolute drive, a really good drive. But Wilco or Pete Morris, and given what I've seen in the chat, I think it has to err towards Pete Morris for 26 spots up P9.
Yeah, look, I will. He better be still on track. He still is good. I'm going to go there as well. I think. This is a guy that hasn't been up at the pointy end for the last season and a half that he's driven. So it's great to see him up there. I will go with him. Our drive of the day, if I can type, is Peter Morris. So
And our typist of the night is John Van Rey.
Oh, yeah. It's been one of those days. So congratulations, Pete, on drive of the day. Let's jump back now. Lukey Powell is not with us. He's not driver of the day. Get rid of the graphics. Luke, of course, would like to thank the league, would like to thank everybody else. Of course, would like to thank Pecky Performance and Dino Tune. Would like to thank Croz and the boys at M1 Racing. Would like to thank his teammates. I did see WKMP, might be the TV logo on the back there. Did see an LCG image as well. Like to thank the league sponsors, and also, I think that's about all I can think of there. I can't see anything else. Isuzu, Parramatta Isuzu Utes is on there as well. So, yeah, he'd like to thank all those people. Yeah, and of course, some quick times in there. I'm sure that will all balance itself out as the season goes along. The man in P2, the man who represented all of us lads in the over 60s last season, and I reckon did a rip snorter of a job at it, of course, is the one and only Phil Whiting. How would you describe your race, Phil?
pretty bloody happy with it because I didn't cause grief. So I reckon that's one of the first cleanest races I've had, which pays homage to the sponsor Safety First over in New Zealand. So yeah, and I love the mountain. I think I got in late. And you blokes were talking about packages to drive around the mountain.
Yeah, the trackside drive days. I think they've got one after the 6 hour, which is just after Easter, and another one after Bathurst.
Mate,
And
my
maybe
wife got me one of them for me 50th. Like that was 10 years ago.
Hmm.
Best thing I ever did. You drive that mountain, and Greg Murphy drove me for 2 laps. It's better than jumping out of an aeroplane. The most insane experience. And I've
Yeah.
got 10 laps at Sandown on Sunday, which will be just as much fun, I reckon. But it's cheap. Doesn't matter how much they charge you, it's just cheap.
Yeah. Russell, you ran did Sandown just before Christmas, and yeah, he still raves about it. So definitely well worth doing.
So yeah. Anyway, thanks to Passion Sim Racing, Safety First, and the V8 Vets. Great lead.
Too easy. Okay.
No, that's what I was going to say. I think Rob Baxter for fuel strategy and Pete Baxter for pulling my head in when I think I've done nothing wrong, and he tells me I did. So you learn. It's good.
You learn not to listen to Pete.
I don't.
I've seen plenty of pro level drivers not so.
That's right.
I shouldn't laugh.
This is the greatest racetrack in the world, and I think this is the most you can have in a week.
Oh, you haven't been listening to Gunter, have you?
Launch is too long.
Anyway, let's go on to our P3, the man, the myth, and the other legend, Glenn Wilbo, from up the Novocastrian way.
Yeah.
Glenn, how was your race?
Oh, mate, look, I want to thank you guys for picking up my 2 bad parts of my driving in the whole race. So it was really good of you to pinpoint that, because I could have made lots of lies, but I couldn't. But no, look, you guys put a lot of effort into this stuff in the background, obviously, that no one we all just turn up on a Thursday night and push start and away we go. Like you guys, obviously, you've got more help coming on board. It's great to hear that this series is alive and well, and pushing people away because of the amount of numbers you got coming on board. So it's great. I've seen this series for a lot of years. I've only been in it the last 2. This is my 3rd series, and I'm loving it. Me and Dan, the guy behind me on the camera now, we're mates. We live locally and to each other, and we love jumping on a Thursday night and burning around, and him telling me to breathe and drive through me, how much fuel to put in, and it's great. It's just something we look forward to every Thursday over.
Too easy. Too easy. So that is our podiums all done and dusted. Great to have you lads in here with us as well. So next week why is that paused? It shouldn't have paused. Hi.
Hi, aren't we?
A whole lot's just stopped. I don't know why OBS has stopped, but anyway, we can sit there on that screen. Next week we're at Mid-Ohio. It's a 150k race, so it's a bit of a sprint. I'm just going to say, read the weather in the server. I'm not saying it's raining. I'm not saying it's not raining. I'm just saying we're just changing the approach of things. So that might mean there may be a variation to what we do. I'd probably say that's because that's where the race has stopped. So what I'll do is do this. There could be a variation between the over 50s and the rest of us. So just keep an eye on the server before you enter it to get a bit of an idea on what may or may not be happening. Hopefully that'll come back to a picture. keep. I've lost the screen altogether. Here we go. Keep an eye on what is happening or not happening in your own race that you're going into. That's all I'm going to say. Just trying some things. But for those wanting rain, it is coming. I can see the rain clouds out on the horizon. They are not far away. So
Who said we want it?
Mate, we've already had three cars put wets on. So what are we talking about? What are we waiting for?
yeah, exactly. Overrated. Overrated. Just keep your eye out on the weather. That's all I'm going to say to you guys. Mid-Ohio next week. Next week's broadcast for Split 4 will be Sunday night. I apologise for that. I've got my wife's niece is getting married up in the Blue Mountains, so I'll be on the road next Friday night, unfortunately. So the broadcast will be on Sunday night. At this stage, it looks like Hamish and Andrew will still stick to Saturday night. So I think these boys will be lost again with something to do on a Friday night. But yeah, so we'll be back next Sunday with our broadcast. I want to say a huge thank you to everybody driving. I might just jump on the bandwagon a little bit here from a Split 4 perspective. Probably a few too many penalties last night, or a few too many incidents last night. Might just mark it off as Bathurst and see what happens next week. Need to make sure we get our racing a little bit cleaner. We talk about RaceKraft before. It's an important thing we need to get a bit better. On the other note, not just thanking the drivers, I want to thank all of our sponsors, of course, in the league, RaceKraft Simulations, Logitech, Chubby Bun, Sudspeed, West End Motor Group, or Parramatta Isuzu Utes. Really want to thank them for everything that they do. LGC Images as well. All the graphics that pop up in the league are done by Reg from them. Highly would like everybody to jump in and put their liveries, make sure they're uploaded, particularly those on the podium tonight and the drive of the day, so Reg can do all these magnificent graphics. For those that have finished and won the championship, you're getting a poster sent out by Reg as well. So you got to make sure he's got your car graphics correct and all the rest of it. Otherwise, you're not going to get the graphics that you deserve. We've seen plenty of graphics pop up. This week when Reg has posted them with blank cars, if you want your car in there, get that stuff posted. There is a channel there in season 23 for posting your paints. So make sure you get them posted up for him. The other one I just want to mention, of course, I mentioned Dave and Bruce. Huge thank you to them, but also a huge thank you to the rest of our admin team in the background. Kept talking before about Pico in his broadcasts or his socials. Pico also looks after our socials as well, does a great job with that. Hats off to him. Hats off to the rest of our race control team, of course, not just the Split 4 guys. They did a fantastic job last night under a lot of pressure with a lot happening. But to the other splits as well, those guys are doing a cracking job for what they do. Pete, you'd admit it's a hard gig. And, also want to thank our DSOs. We've got 3 DSOs this season in our league. So DSO, Driving Standards Officer. We've got Mark Duggan. Mark is an OG from the league, been around for a very long time. Used to be Jamie McKnight talks about all the championships he won. He won them just in front of Mark Duggan. Mark pushed him all the way to those. Very fair, very hard racer. Scott Gamble's one of our DSOs this season. He has won and done just as much as what Jamie has as well. Another absolute cracking legend of the series. And then I've got Jake Burton in there. For those who don't know Jake Burton, go have a look at results from Scops, go have a look at results from Pro Series. And this is a bloke that's also working as an engineer in Super 2 in the real game. So he knows what he's talking about, knows what he's doing. I've had the pleasure of dealing with Jake at both ends of the spectrum, from race control through to, him being part of the race control team. And he is one of the most calculating drivers that I've ever met. Very, very much a huge thinker about the game. I shouldn't call it a game, but a huge thinker about racing. Absolutely appreciate everything that he does for us as well. Not to mention, that is probably about everyone I can think of off the top of my head. So, and also really want to thank the boys who've jumped in tonight. So it's great to have you in here, Glenn. I can't remember the last time you were in, but it's good to have you in here. Phil.
First time, mate.
First, I thought it was first time. I wasn't going to say that. Phil, always love you in, mate. Loved the way you drove in the over 60s. Keep an eye on the over 50s. I'll try not to pop an engine on Monday night just for you.
Me too.
Pete Baxter, mate, I appreciate everything that you do. Spent plenty of time, plenty of service, watching plenty of races with you, mate. But yeah, appreciate everything that you do as well, and really appreciate you jumping in and giving your special comments as well. Very knowledgeable dude when it comes to racing. Don't tell the Wednesday night crew. Those drivers went on.
Nobody didn't know that. No,
Yeah.
we're good.
We're good. Yep. And of course, you, Mr. Dial, the original OG. I promise we will go back to Coda. I promise it will be a night race in the dark.
Actually, can I just get on a bit of a bandwagon here?
Yep.
It's just the drivers who think that lap 1 is where you make your moves. It really isn't. It ruins people's races when you come together. Even if it's after a safety car or it's lap 1 of the race itself. It's not, the tyres aren't up to temp, the tyres aren't up to pressure. It is worth taking it easy on that lap 1, sorting yourselves out, instead of trying to make a move that's not on. And I just like to, just give a shout out just for those people that want to do that. It isn't worth it. It's not worth the 2 points that you get. And it's not worth wasting those 2 points when it's so close in the championships.
The other way to explain it is the old Gunter analogy before about the 6 hour. You got to buy a ticket. You got to buy a ticket to the last hour. Well, 150k race is going to take an hour. So really, you want to buy a ticket to the last 15 minutes. So you're not going to buy yourself a ticket to the last 15 minutes, lap 1, turn 1.
The old saying is, to finish first, you must first finish.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
I know it all sounds corny, but it is true.
But hang on. If you do all that, then you give the race controllers nothing to do. Come on, boys.
I'm sure Trav and Luke can do with a night off.
Actually,
Sorry.
last
the
night,
other perspective.
Didn't Jared?
don't race hard. You got to race hard. You just got to race smart. Yeah.
Didn't Jared Filso win something on Wednesday night that I didn't even see him once on track?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So, early hours this morning, I seen Visma still in the race control room, so he must have been working really hard last night.
Oh yeah, I'm not talking about Split One. Sorry.
All good. Hey, and Johnny, on behalf of the league, thank you for everything you do, and thank you for what you do for Split 4 and the broadcast. It's always really good fun to come in, jump in, and have a good old-fashioned chat and a chin wag with you and throw some shit. What I hope we've done tonight is put some pressure on the broadcast team for banners and keeping an eye on the safety car restarts. I reckon that's all fun too, right? So keeping everybody honest for what's going on. So
now
good
race
on you,
control's
Johnny,
got,
but mainly thanks for what you do.
That's all right, Pete.
now race control's got more work.
Oh yeah, I got to lodge my protest for that exceeding the speed limit on the plant.
700 protests coming in to Split 4 in the next 10 hours.
Anyway, on that note, we might wrap up the Bathurst broadcast. Huge thank you, of course. The one group that I forgot to thank is the remaining 25 people out there still watching. I don't know where the other 25 went, but I thank them as well for watching. Yeah, look, I think Friday night broadcast is a big part of what makes our league work, coming down, having fun here, and split for the Chook raffle. Winning number tonight, of course, is 222. So I hope you had that ticket. And, of course, I expect everybody back next Sunday night when we do it all again. Thanks for watching.
Yes, thanks, John.
Thanks, John.
Introducing the RaceKraft PT1, custom-built full chassis racing simulator. The design project, codenamed The Cage, an 80/40 extrusion chassis sitting on top of a Sigma Integrale DK2 Plus 4-point full motion actuator system. No compromises in the cockpit of the PT1 simulator. To maximize the experience, we start with the 49-inch ultra-wide monitor for the greatest field of view in a small footprint of the simulator, down to the SimuCube wheelbase that's tucked up and behind the monitors with SimCore extensions to get things out of the driving area. Everything is connected to a Cube Controls GTX steering wheel with the built-in dash and all the extra button functions available at your fingertips. Driving through the Raceworks S1 pedals, the potentiometer throttle and the 2 hydraulic pedals for brake and clutch ensures you maximize the feel underfoot, and seating yourself into an OMP HTER bucket racing seat with OMP belts connected to a G-belt tensioner to provide that extra feeling and the heightened experience while you're driving. Additional interfaces and accessories in the PT1, we have twin butt kickers, one on either side of the OMP seat, as well as a Jinx sequential shifter, the SimPush Race Logic timer to the left-hand side, a RaceKraft built-in WinSim kit with Philips Hue lighting and a built-in soundbar, plus the OMP side net to finish off the experience in the PT1. The RaceKraft PT1, build number 1, the ultimate in sim racing experience. combining the best products in the market with the passionate, no compromise approach that goes beyond racing simulation.